Welcome everybody to Chalked Cast number 11. We have some super special guests. We have Noly in the bottom right, bottom left. We have Torment, top right. We have Johnnyboi, and top left. This is our most special guest. I won't lie. This is CJCJ. This is his tryout for the Chalked Cast.
I'm on tryouts. I'm a trial host, guys. Let's go. 1 in chat if you want to keep me around. 2 in chat if I'm gone. And we'll just go off that.
Yeah, let him know. Let him know.
What the? Athena, come on.
That looks about 50-50. There's a spammer though. That doesn't really count though. I don't know. We'll have to think about it. We'll have to decide later.
You can't like give a verdict now. You've got to wait till like at least a bit into the episode before you know.
Yeah,
give them a chance to speak.
I mean, obviously, you know, the chalkcast, you know, to go up, to keep moving on up, you have to look down. I don't know where I'm going with this, but let's go. Chalkcast. We're back.
That was good. That was very emotional.
Thank you.
Obviously, we had a lot go on. What, 7 days ago? Yeah, 8 days ago. The RLCS Worlds event finished, which means the season, the 2021-2022 RLCS season also finished at the same time. And I mean, there was a lot that went on throughout the entirety of the season. You know, there's back and forth between teams. Teams were great, then they absolutely fell off. Went back and forth, roster changes, all that good stuff. CJ retired, so that's good for all of us, really. No, I'm thinking about it. That was
just
pretty sick.
A washed cast now, isn't it? There's no active host players.
I can't be washed. I was never a pro, so I've never been good enough.
You're actually still getting better.
Today. Rizzo today on stream popped off.
Wait, what was that?
I was watching your threes games today on stream, and like you're actually playing good, which surprised me.
Why do you say? Okay, you don't have to say it like that. It shouldn't be a surprise. It kind of comes naturally to me,
But didn't you lose SSL today as well?
What is up? What is up with this? Why is everybody just throwing shade at me?
I mean, you tweeted it. That's how I learned. I saw the tweet. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, but there was no need to bring it up. I don't know. Like, yeah, I lost SSL.
It's just like conflicting stories because Noly's saying you played well, but I saw a tweet that would disagree. So I'm trying to figure out what happened.
No, exactly. I lost SSL yesterday and I played well today.
Oh.
He also got JNAPs to carry on.
That is irrelevant. But you said I was playing well. That's what you're talking about.
No, you was.
Okay.
So like he plays better with like pros in his team.
Yeah, like any other player would.
Well, no, I think I just have. Okay, you know, I'm done with this. Anyway, we had a fantastic Worlds event. I think for me the biggest thing is, as I was watching Worlds like from the venue, it was legitimately just, well, it was obvious that it was the biggest event that RLCS has ever hosted and Rocket League has ever hosted, but it really kind of set in stone like how far Rocket League has come since the very beginning, and being there live just like showed the entire thing. I don't know if people got that experience from home as well, but being there was a huge thing.
Oh, from like season 1 in the what was it called?
Club.
The Avalon. It was literally like the play. You know, like the backstage, the practice room was 6 PCs. Teams had to like plan their practice, because there was literally only 6 PCs for like all the teams to play on. So like whoever's scrimming, the other teams can't play. They can't practice in the venue. There's 6 PCs. And it was also like the back room, the floor was like sticky because it was a nightclub. So the floor in the back room was like you walk about and your shoes are sticking to the floor. It was an interesting place.
What a come up.
We've come a long way.
I feel like the Copper Box, like when we go to London, you know, it's cool because it's pretty small, but you know, we pack it in. But I think Dickie's Arena, it felt like the first time it was like an actual sport, you know, like just how it was so much. It was literally double the Copper Box in size. It felt pretty cool.
It didn't feel like it. Like whenever I played on stage, like the seats were just sort of empty for the most part.
I don't know. It wasn't. I agree. It wasn't actually 13K. Like there was probably 10 to 11. Because
well, it was like there was 13. They did sell all the tickets. It wasn't a lie or anything, but I think like people probably bought tickets for like some people probably bought a weekend of tickets and didn't go on the Sunday or didn't go on the Saturday or whatever. You know, like there was never a full seat. Also, I heard that it was specific seat sales, so you buy a ticket that's for like a named seat. You sit there. It's not like a section. like London had sectioned seats. So if you buy a seat for like 104, you can sit anywhere in that section. You just go sit with the boys. But like in the Dickies Arena, you're like there was lots of gaps. It wasn't like people would group together in a section.
Hmm.
But
Maybe
Noly,
they
what
need
do
to
you
fix
mean
that.
with like didn't feel like
Well,
what
obviously,
compared
I
to
like to
London?
look.
You mean?
Yeah, I mean, I like to look about whenever I'm playing, and like I like to see the crowd, but I just didn't see many people. Like the seats were just half empty. Even against BDS, where like arguably the one of the highest skill ceiling games, it just wasn't full. So it's
That
like a
was the
disappointed
quietest
me.
series, I think, of the entire last day, which I thought was a bit of a shame. But yeah, Carmine Corp BDS was probably the quietest. Like the crowd all just left to go get signatures at the
Mm-hmm.
NRG booth or something during that one.
Actually,
I'm not
yeah,
even
the
joking.
the energy booth was filled during that series.
There was
I
just like
remember that, yeah.
queues to go do literally anything else except watch Rocket League during Carmine Corp BDS. I was like, what's going on? Where's everybody? Like, where'd they all go?
Yeah,
Oh, that's because EU's playing EU, of course. Makes
of
sense.
course.
Torment, how is it for you? Like, did it feel any different from other LAN events?
I think like loudness, like sound wise, I guess like London was really loud as well, and there was like a lot more chants than NA. But I mean, I think both were really loud and louder than any LAN I'd been to before that for sure. But it was a cool experience. I also really like, obviously LA was like everyone's in front of you, but I really like the arena more because you just have all the sound
Yeah,
around
me
you, and it's
too.
not like all coming at you, like in front of you.
Yeah, I think arena setups are a lot. I think it's a lot cooler as like a spectator too, but definitely playing on stage, like, well, in the arena, it's a much better experience too. Like as a player.
You feel more like in the action, and like I think it's like more scarier as a player as well in an arena. Not you know what I mean? Not scary, but you know what I mean. Like you're like immersed. Like everyone's like honed in on you. You feel small compared to
agree.
a stage.
Yeah.
And that's London again.
Yeah, well, it's just
Yeah.
arenas in general. I feel like floor seating as well is something that we sort of missed in Dickies, because I think in London the floor seating, like you can really but you can basically get on the stage from the floor. I think that's the cool thing about London. You can like walk around, you know what I mean, like on the floor in between games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot more freedom of movement in London, but I feel like that might be like I don't know if that's even allowed in like American venues, because I was talking about this in my chat the other day, and they told me like the last day of Dickies for Worlds, people weren't allowed to leave the venue and then come back in, which I didn't know
Oh, really?
at the event, but maybe chat can confirm. I don't know if my chat was just trolling me, but they said that you couldn't leave and come back in on the last day specifically. The other 2 days you could. So people were like either stuck in the event or they decide, nah, I'm going in, or I'm just gonna leave because I want to go, and then they can't come back in again. Somebody said no
Yeah,
readmission.
someone
I
said
don't know.
no readmission.
But yeah, apparently
Really?
I don't know because I've never been, but apparently that's pretty common for like American sporting events. If you leave, you're gone. You can't come back in.
Is that so you eat the food there? You're forced to buy stuff.
It could
Oh,
be.
I
It was
think
so
so.
Capitalism.
expensive.
Capitalism is struck once again.
Wow.
Yeah, I got like a braised beef burger or something. It was like $15,
Yeah,
and it wasn't good.
Scam.
Oh
Yeah.
probably
no,
wasn't beef.
it probably wasn't beef.
It probably wasn't beef either.
No,
Actually,
no
it was
way
probably the fresh ones they had in the barn
of
out
course.
back. I'm not gonna lie.
$5 waters? Are
swine
you
bar.
serious?
Yeah,
Yeah,
was
water was
expensive.
$5. But I
Oh.
did hear, in fairness to them, that if you brought them an empty bottle, they would fill it for free. So
Oh.
allegedly,
How
I
many
didn't
people are
try.
bringing
I
an empty
didn't. I
bottle?
didn't leave. I don't know if you were even allowed to bring an empty bottle, but I guess you just buy one and then you just buy one $5 water, then you refill
If you
it
can
for free.
somehow sneak an empty bottle in, we will fill it up. Wow.
I heard somebody was like, because the water was so expensive, somebody's like, "Can I just get like tap water?" And then the person working was just like, like I guess, but don't ask again or something. Like they were
They
just
roll
super
their
annoyed. Yeah,
eyes.
they were just like super
Oh,
annoyed.
no.
Like yeah, I can, but like next one's gonna be $5, like something like that.
Nah, I've got to give credit to NA though. Like I always roast NA, but one of the best things about like American restaurants and American in general is as soon as you sit down, before they do anything, they're just like, boom, here's a huge glass of water for free, like everywhere you go. Like a lot of places in Europe, if you order like, hey, can I just get a glass of water? They'll bring you like a little like tiny, cup, like a little shot of water, and they'll be like, there you go, there's your water, you idiot. That's $5. Just like charge you tons for nothing. So yeah, good job, America. You're all staying hydrated.
That's absolute madness. Yo, Tommy, I want to talk to me. What did you think about like the practice setup? Because I felt like compared to other worlds, like it was the most B-Tech,
It was-
sort of system that we've had so far. Like we were literally in a warehouse with pigs and flies.
Yeah, the flies were really bad, like really bad. I'm pretty sure Space Station moved their whole room because they were under like a light and the flies were like swarming them. Like, it was really bad. The first, like in the wild card especially. But yeah, I mean it was better than old world setups, but nothing will beat like, LA, and I wasn't in Sweden, but Sweden where you had like your own hotel practice room 24/7, and then you'd go to the venue to like practice and play. But like, yeah, having like the curtains and you could just hear like everything, like you can hear every team. It's hard to do a replay review because you could just like, you could hear,
that's
like,
on. I mean,
everyone
that's
can
on
hear
me.
you.
CJ,
That's
CJ's
on the
like
boys.
playing League of Legends.
We may have been, I think we had a lot of complaints. I know that someone messaged ESL, like the head player admin, and said, "Is there a mute button for renegades?" So, we may have whipped out the speaker a little bit early. To fairness, Tommy, you guys were doing replays at like 10 p.m. or something when we played the speakers. So, I mean, respect to you guys for grinding, but we didn't think that anyone was still playing the game or doing replays.
That's fair. That's fair. It did sound like you guys were having a rave over there or something. It was getting loud.
Yeah,
But
I mean, we were having a good time, but yeah, I mean, the flies were literally the worst, especially on B. Did you play on B stream? I mean, you probably didn't
yeah,
because
I'm pretty sure
you did.
I heard some people were getting attacked by them, and I think we had a fly. Like Calm was like swatting a fly mid game.
The flies
one
were
on
literally on our monitors. It was ridiculous. They were on your controller when you were playing. We were like, "Can we get some bug spray?" And they were like, "No, because you might not be able to breathe." And we're like, "What do you mean? It's bug spray. It's not poison.
Human spray."
But they said no. We can't legally. We can't use bug spray. And I feel like that's on the players. If we want bug spray, we can use some. But yeah, there were literally flies on our monitors, like watching us play, like sitting on the top. It was ridiculous.
Wait, weren't you the one who said like there's a fly like watching you and you got a little nervous?
Yeah, bro, there was pressure on you. There's a fly like he was judging me when I was missing the ball.
Did they like the boost or something? Did they target any particular part of the screen?
Yeah, I get not really. I mean, I guess the bright. Imagine that they're covering your boost.
This is sick.
I don't know if I've got 30 or 80. I mean, this fly's covering up. No, I mean, they were literally, like, we were swatting them while we were playing. So they literally said, "Hey, there's pigs next door. So, like, what are you going to do about it?"
I mean, why aren't they over there by the pigs? What are they doing with the Rocket League players?
Yeah, we have pigs next door. Deal with it.
Look at all the options they've got. They've got, like, swine, they've got cattle, they've got sheep, and then they're choosing the Rocket League Pro players. What does that tell you about the hygiene level that we've got?
And the food as well.
Stinkers.
Well,
oh my God, the food
I was thinking about
so
like the catering, and people were saying they were getting like food poisoned by it, but it was probably because of the flies. Like the flies were always on the catering. Like
somebody probably ate some fly eggs. They didn't even know. Like a fly probably laid some eggs in there and they just ate it.
Oh man,
that might have been Arsenal. It might have been.
This is the conspiracy.
I don't want to dox them. Do we want to like share a photo of? Like, I think Abjack put up a photo in the thing of the flies. It's kind of gross, but they were literally sitting on the salad.
Oh God, that's
yeah. You got like
no.
some,
I
some
definitely
of the
saw it too. Like if you let your food sit for half a second, it's like a fly would land on that like so
Oh,
quick.
totally. Like they would just serve the catering, and I'd be like, I woke up immediately, and I'd be like, there's literally a fly on that.
There was also a video of Realize. He was trying to eat like a dessert or something, and he kept doing this. He just kept shaking it and like waving his arm, and he wouldn't stop because he didn't want any. He hates flies, so he didn't want any fly to like land on anything. So the whole time he's eating, he's just like waving his arm like this, just constantly.
That's ridiculous.
It's not. It's really unacceptable, but I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
Here it is.
Some people are wondering like why there are so many flies. So like behind the Dickies arena, there was like usually it's used for like what even is it? Rodeos.
For the rodeos, yeah.
Yeah, for rodeos. So they have
the rodeos.
They have cows, horses, pigs, and they have like these big shacks in the back where they actually store all the animals. So like it wasn't in Dickies arena, but it's close enough that the flies are there.
It was next door.
I put the video in. I don't know how you can like want to download it and then somehow pull it up.
Oh,
yeah, let's see if I can pull this up.
It's nasty.
Give me a sec.
Oh, it's just
that was like 3 or 4 days of like that happening where they just left the food out when no one was eating or anything. They didn't have anything covering them. But then eventually they had these like they got the I don't know what you call like the metal. Yeah. The
metal
bain-marie.
Yep.
And they had and they had like nets on stuff. But at the start, they just had that wandering all over the food. Like, where is the
It was
OHS, like
literally
the
the
health and
first few
safety?
days. It was just free play. Like the flies are just sitting there having a
Free
great
play.
time. Unlimited boost. They're walking all over everything. It was
Holy
so
overlay! Here
different
we
world.
go. Yeah, like
I'm
look
just
at
gonna
this.
mute it. I'm sure the sound's not necessary. Oh. Oh. Jeez.
Like, it's gross.
I would say
Jack,
it's hard enough to find a vegetable. Like I've already given my props to NA for the hydration, but it's hard enough to find a vegetable in America. And then look at the ones that we do have. They're just like getting stood on.
They're getting it's too fresh. They all swarm to it.
Jack put that in like the Sarnix chat and just put yum. It's gross.
Oh,
So yeah, that was pretty bad.
no. That's a sick overlay. This isn't even chalked anymore. This is some high production quality, Rizzo.
Yeah, I've been working on some things.
This is ridiculous.
I'm working in the stew. You know me.
Yeah, that was seamless transition.
Beautiful. Well done. So
Wait,
what else is going on in the practice area? So we've got Torment and CJ's.
Noly, did you have to deal
shaking
with
his head up
flies?
here. We've got Noly's just been shaking his head this entire time. We need some.
I'm right next to Renegades and KCP and BDS. Right? BDS
Wait, what about what's
making-
wrong with BDS? Wait, what's wrong with
They
them?
were doing some Mario Kart noises the entire
Oh, they're
time.
not like
And
wahoo!
then I've got KCP doing like some weird moan shout thing, and then Renegades sitting there shouting, playing League of Legends and blasting music.
That was APAC as well. Let's throw them in. Come on, if we're
Yeah.
gonna call everyone out, we gotta call the APAC boys. Yeah, that was Zen and I
then-
mean, Realize is I talked to Rizzo about this. Realize is he's the League of Legends fiend. He's so toxic.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely heard him yelling Yosha every few minutes when I was back there.
He only knows Mundo. He just goes
What-
Mundo.
What rank is he? What rank is he? Is he
Like bronze.
He's bronze and he's
Wait,
so
actually?
Yeah, he's so bad.
Why-
I heard
why
he
is
was
it always
toxic. I
the
actually
bronze?
just expected him to be good. I don't know.
Nah,
Yeah, same.
he's so bad. He's like thinks he's an AD carry. He played like Caitlyn or something, and he went 0-20 in the first like 10 minutes. He just runs at people. I don't know. He's a
Right,
man
so
though. He's so funny.
Noly, who else? We've got like BDS, APAC, OCE.
Just those. Like we were the closest to the food area as well, so we just swarmed by flies constantly. And then like the beanbag throw thing as well. We'd hear that
Oh
just like
yeah, yeah.
Oh, you just hear
constant
it
smacking the
clap.
board.
Yeah, everybody's playing
Oh.
And
cornhole.
the
so you
the
just-
Ghostbusters machine that was
No,
going on
it
like
didn't
mid
turn off.
It
scrims.
was like
It was so bad.
we didn't have one good scrim because of that. It was just awful.
Wait,
like-
explain. What is the Ghostbusters machine?
Oh my
The
It was
pit-
like
it
some
was a pinball.
arcade game.
Like
was
you know the
a
pinball
pinball
machine.
machine.
It was
Oh,
one of
yeah.
those, and like whenever somebody got like a high score, it makes some weird. It wasn't even the Ghostbusters theme tune. It was like just a knockoff version, and it was so loud for no reason as well.
It wasn't where people were playing. It's if you started playing, it got like it was like in an infinite time loop where it wouldn't end. It'd just keep like feeding the ball out and get stuck. So it'd just keep going like, choose your player. So you had to actually unplug it like once it got stuck, but no one did. So it just sat there being like, player 3, you're up. Like it just kept doing like the next player. It was so bad. Yeah, it
Wait,
was pretty tough.
Justin says the power outages were brutal. Was there power outages?
Yes,
I
oh
didn't
my
know
God.
about that.
Yeah, constantly for me and us and KCP shared like a cord, and like it'd go off at least twice a day during scrims.
Twice
as
a
well.
day. Oh my god.
Yeah, we were
Yeah,
being sabotaged.
I heard we were being sabotaged. Do you actually
Mhm.
think so?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh,
It's like Semper were opposite us as well, just a curtain blocking us, and they got COVID. So it was like I don't know. We were fucked the entire time.
I kept hearing about KCP's power going out, but good to know
That
it
was
was
us
yours
as
as
well.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't every team. It was just like energy, like half of Energy's room, FaZe and G2. That when they all got there the first day, just like they were like overloading the circuit, so they kept going out mid scrims. So
That
wasn't everyone.
budget
Like,
power boards.
didn't happen to us. We got kind of blessed. So we were already right next to Energy too. But yeah, they got really unlucky the first day.
I feel like it wasn't even like set up at the start. So we got to our practice room and like half the cables weren't plugged in. So we had to like route our own Ethernet connection to the to the computers. So they just left it. We had no internet. It was, I don't know. I guess when you're setting up like 16, 24 teams, you might miss a few things, but I mean, I'm sure because it was the first Worlds with that many teams, we'll improve in future, but there was so many things that were scuffed. Like it was basically like we had the chalk cast. This was like the chalked Worlds. Like we had flies everywhere, power outages, like things not set up, and just the whole setup, how they had tents. It was pretty noisy. We had Casio coming into a room, like he was like, "Shut up, please!" Like he came
So
really,
we were just yelling.
one question. So obviously, when you're discussing strats and trying to scrim and like be all like analytical and stuff, not ideal if other teams can hear you. I'm totally with you on that. But like, see the noise complaints. Do you think there's anything to the argument? Because people always say, well, you're going to be playing on stage and there's going to be noise. Therefore, why are you complaining about noise in the practice room? Do you guys think
No,
there's
it's a
anything to
different
that,
type
or
of
is that
noise.
just not the same?
It's a little
No.
different, yeah.
On stage, you get like
Yeah, explain why it's different, because I hear this as a retort all the time.
on stage you get noise cancelling headphones. Like you can barely hear the crowd. Well, I can't really hear them anyway. And then like a normal headset where you've got people shouting, like it instantly comes through. So it's just
So do you think we
it's
need noise
well,
cancelling headsets in the
yes,
practice rooms?
100%. Yeah,
If
but that
people
won't
don't
happen
have their own
because
Those
rooms.
headsets are really nice on stage too. Like
yeah,
they're
I like.
top
They're
tier.
heavy.
Did you feel like they were different compared to London? Because for me, they were like indenting my head.
I don't remember. I know it was the same brand. It was like it was like Ace Tone or something, but I don't remember.
They said they were brand new, so they're like the what do you call it? Like the cupping was like stronger
really?
because they weren't like worn in yet, which is
Have you
why
seen
they
the
were hurting
picture?
everyone's heads.
Seen the picture of Tyler One where he takes off his headset and he's got
The
like
dent.
Yes.
dent. That's what I
Yeah.
felt every time.
I've
I took them off.
I've got a dent in my head. Like you can't see it because of my hair, but there is definitely a dent there from
Oh,
this.
show
This
it.
is pretty.
I was just
Yeah,
trying
comment.
to show mine. I don't think
It's
I have
not
one.
possible because like
Do I have a dent?
there's too much hair.
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't know. I can't.
I just have
you
too
have a
much
hat
hair,
on,
so you
CJ.
can't really see it. But if you like,
I forgot I had ad on. So wait, wasn't that? Oh my god, that's embarrassing.
Hey, you went to check. You thought you got away with it.
Wait, maybe that's the
yeah.
move. A hat, because then it's supposed
But
to box it, right?
does your guys' dent actually go into the skin, or is it just the hair? Because mine is definitely like in my head.
Those headsets, like they
it's
they
in the
mess up
head.
the skull.
Like
I honestly think at this point my headset dent is in my head as well.
mine's definitely in my head, but the problem is I never like consciously checked at any other point in my life until one day I was like, I wonder if I've got a headset dent. Oh, I do. Then I'm thinking, did I just naturally decide to put the headset there because it's comfortable because there's a natural dent, or did the headset do that? But it's like quite a noticeable dent. It's quite sizable. It's worrying.
It's like forming in
Yeah,
your
I think if
brain.
I went bald, like I think I would actually have like a slight Tyler One dent. I'm not even kidding.
Oh no, I've definitely got one. When I go bald, and I say when it'll happen, 'cause I'm old now, but yeah, it's gonna be there. There's gonna be a headset dent for all to see.
That's like a trophy though. You wear that with pride.
It does make the headset more comfortable. It just sits nicely in there. It's kind of just got its own like little place, but it stays there for hours. Like I'll wake up and I'll be like, "Yep, still there."
So do you think that we should have like noise cancelling headsets in the practice room? But I think
Or
also
private
I
practice
think
rooms.
I feel like the biggest obviously private practice rooms. But I feel like the biggest thing is when when it's loud is it comes through everyone's microphone as well. Like when you're in comms and Discord. Whereas when you're on stage, they make sure that the sound like doesn't really get into your mic. So maybe
Wait,
that's
You guys
thing.
use Discord for comms?
Yeah, for practice.
We use
We're not
TeamSpeak.
we're not team speakers, zero latency dogs. We like to play on a delay and so we can feel something.
The OC way. We like a little lag.
Yeah, we just handicap ourselves.
Make it feel like home.
Yeah, exactly. Bit of latency. But yeah, maybe noise cancelling headsets would be.
I mean, you need
Either
good
way.
mics as well. It's not just the headset. You need a mic, like you said, that doesn't pick up the background noise.
Yeah,
Sure,
they don't
yeah.
even provide them like at all,
No.
or keyboard or mice.
Oh,
Yeah, you have to bring your own stuff.
We
No,
like,
please.
even in
explain.
London and LA, we had to like ask so many times to get a keyboard and mouse, and they like seemed like they didn't want to give us one. And then in Worlds, like they specifically said you have to bring them. So we had like we just bought them when we were there because they weren't giving you keyboard or mice. You just had to
Yeah.
have it for your own setup.
Like, how hard is it to get a budget combo
Just get
keyboard
a
mouse?
just get
It's
a
a
Dell,
Logitech
like a Dell keyboard and
classic.
mouse.
At the, as you said, at the LA Major, they didn't say like you have to bring that. They just said, make sure you bring, your controller and like, if you're a keyboard mouse player, your keyboard and mouse. We get to LA and they had nothing. They just had they had the monitor and the PC, and we're like, yo, can we get some like keyboard and mouse? And they were just like, are you serious? And we were like, yeah, we're serious. Like, how are we gonna? And so anyway, their solution was to give each room one keyboard and one mouse. Like,
what we had at
set your
London.
stuff up, and then you'll be right. Just take turns.
Dude,
that's what we
no
did at
worries.
London.
this reminds me of like the
Oh
Northern
my-
Arena land from like 2017, 2018. The worst experience ever. It was the same exact thing. Power outages, like pass around except it was passing around the keyboard and mouse to the entire practice room. It was it wasn't just one per team. It was the entire room. So everybody shared a fucking keyboard and mouse.
They're like $5 for like a budget,
It's actually
combo.
so cheap.
It's-
Wait, what keyboard did they give you though? Is it a nice one, or did they actually?
No,
have
It
so
was
many-
a
were they
Dell. It was
passing
a little
around?
Dell one. You couldn't have gotten like 3 just to speed up the process of signing into Steam. Come
I
on.
feel like that might have like boosted their productivity a little bit.
Was
That's
Northern
hilarious.
Arena the land where like every like 10 minutes it was like
The bone, yeah.
That was the second one.
The second one.
Yeah,
That
'cause
was
they were
that
in
was
the
their part
science.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was in the science museum, so that was
That
like an
is
exhibit
dope.
just going on.
Yeah, it was like when somebody did, I don't know, it was like some, not even like a puzzle, but like a trivia thing. So when they solved the trivia, it would go ding, and then like they're like, please shut that off. They were freaking out
It was
about
so
it.
loud on the live stream as well. It was just like piercingly loud.
so we had they gave us in LA they gave us one keyboard and mouse, and eventually everyone complained, obviously, because it's like, how do we function on a computer if we have to like take turns? We want to do other things. So then we get to Worlds, and before Worlds they're like, stuff yous, like, we're not providing anything because that's too much effort, bring everything. So I'm traveling from Australia with like a keyboard in my back, like a headset, everything. Like, well, how hard is it to provide? I guess I don't have a headset sponsor anymore, but like keyboard and mice, just get budget. What do you need? Like 80 of them, and it costs you like $5 each, like $400. And I don't know. They just said,
Yeah, I really
from
feel
here-
like that is an easy win. Like, when you're like calculating how do we keep the players and the teams happy, that's like a very that's up there in terms of like
Keyboard and
this
mice.
is like the one way that we could like keep everybody happy for very low cost. Let's just buy them all keyboards. Free, basically free, and then everybody's happy. Like, it's just gonna make everything so much easier. I feel like when you like do that, I've worked with players in like never in a LAN setting, but like when you make life difficult for them, they're not gonna be happy, and it's just like, I don't know.
Mhm.
It starts off in a bad way. I feel like there's just so much animosity between
it's
players
always-
and teams and players.
It's hard because it's like, it's the most base. Okay, there's no way they shouldn't think about it. I'm gonna be 100%. They obviously thought about it and told players to bring it, but it's like for like the smaller LAN events, like those things are like hard to remember because they're so obvious, and you don't think about it, and then they're like, oh my god, we need 24 keyboards for these players.
It's true.
I
They
think
must have like a checklist though. They must. There's no way they forgot. Like
Yeah.
you said, they told players.
Yeah.
How do they not just buy
They,
that? I don't know.
I think they just chucked a tantrum because like we all complained in LA, and they gave us like one each, or like one per room, and then we still complained. They're like, you little absolute turds, bring your own next time.
They're
but
like, how
maybe
do you
it's
not
'cause-
appreciate our goodwill of giving you a keyboard?
I mean, maybe it's because we had
Aren't
the Saudi land as well was so like
Oh,
the best,
yeah.
like whatever you need, we'll give you. And then we went into Worlds where it was like, you bring everything, like we are providing you nothing.
Listen,
We-
what was the whole catering situation for you guys? Because every time I tried to like source a banana, I was like, I just want a banana. Like, I didn't get breakfast at the hotel; it's too early for me. I just want a banana. There's none in the caster bit. I'm walking around. There's none in the production bit. Oh, the players line or players food bit. They've got so many bananas. Players don't eat bananas because bananas don't taste like sugar. So I'm just gonna go and get one from there. And they're like, nah, you can't have that banana. It's for the players. I was like, great. I guess I'll just not have a banana today.
Okay, wait,
Like,
this is the funniest thing. So Matt,
what happened.
Matt, Super Spicy Matt, the CEO of Moist, he's like, or owner of Moist, and he was like, he had a team badge at first, and so like this guy, one of the security guards was like, I had a staff badge, so like we were able to escort people with that. But escorting doesn't mean they can stay. Apparently, this is what I figured out. And so like
They've got to be moving.
we brought them to like the player area, and like they were like hovering over the food or whatever, and like looking at the drinks and stuff, like just water bottles, whatever, and like if they're hungry. And the staff like comes up to Matt and he goes, "Go back to where you belong." Because he had a team badge. And then eventually
There's no way,
Matt
bro.
Matt ends up getting like a staff badge. And he was like walking all confidently everywhere. But he was like still getting followed by some of the staff, so he was like creeped out. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna tell him to go back to where he belongs." And he was starting to tell us, like me and Athena, he's like, "Yeah, I can escort
Oh,
you guys
no.
now. You don't need to worry about it."
It doesn't make sense. Like, I swear they all come from the same place. Listen, somebody goes around and they put like the bananas here, there, the next place. Like, we all need to eat. Like, can we just eat somewhere? There's so much food. Like, it's all in close proximity. I don't know why they're so like specific about who can go where and eat where. Like, yeah, I get it. You don't want like players' area to be packed, but nah, come on. It's
They
like
were
CEO
so
of
worried
Moist.
about the catering, and I feel like the security as well. They just got told like certain badges, but they didn't like grasp the idea of what the badges meant. So for day one, they had the VIP area, and ESL told because basically there was a player area. For those that didn't see, the player area was like on the ground floor. We had a little like a section on the floor, but the VIP area was for obviously VIPs, and they also told them guys with team badges can go to the VIP area. But they didn't tell the security that players can go to the VIP area. So Tom, our manager, who has a player badge, because he's like, one of our 5 members of the team, went into the VIP area and got dragged out by security because he didn't have a team badge or a VIP badge. He was
You're
a player
joking.
and had a player badge and got kicked out and got dragged downstairs back to the player area until ESL obviously told security, yes, players can actually be a VIP.
The
They
players
can go
to VIP. Imagine that's like Justin goes to VIP. They're like, "Yeah, sorry, you can't be here, bro."
Yeah, who are you?
You can't mingle with the content creators.
They just who
Get
him.
out.
I need a better
That's
system.
actually insane.
Did
Justin
you
did get
guys
stopped. We're getting a story in Twitch chat. You might want to keep an eye on that as we continue talking.
No,
Bring him in
Noly
there.
or Tor, did you guys have any issues with security? Because I had plenty, more than just the Matt thing.
No, not any.
I
Just
I didn't, but I kind of just like was in the player area most of the
Actually,
time.
Torment, I saw you in VIP. You shouldn't be in there. How did you get? Actually, I saw Noly in VIP as well. You guys aren't allowed there. What's
Fine,
going
you
on?
need to
Oh,
walk past with
Justin's
company.
trying to get in the call. Actually, there we go. Boom, 6th box filled.
Okay.
Get him in.
We got our 6th box. Let's go.
In classic shocked fashion. But
He's
yeah,
got a
how
story.
did, so you just walked into VIP and you're
Hopefully
like, yeah,
that's
I'm a
the same
player.
Justin.
What? So what? I'm in.
Hello.
Hello.
There he is.
Yo,
Get him in there. Get in the link. Get in the ninja.
Pink?
You gonna
Oh, you might have
join
to
the
post it
cam and
again.
just scroll up a little bit?
Oh, what the heck is this? Okay.
Yeah, you were just gonna need you to put in your like sort code, account number, address.
They're trying to dox you. Get in there. So Tommy, you're as a V1 man, just as Justin gets set up. Tell me about what did you think about, like, I guess, the crowd noise and atmosphere? Because from my perspective, it wasn't really. I wouldn't say it was as loud as London because London was so much smaller. Like it was very echoey, if that makes sense. Like it was packed in, but it was sort of like deeper. I don't know how to describe it. Like there was more depth to the tones. So it was like playing on stage as a V1 boy, like for crowd noise.
It was nice that they, actually cheered for us this time. Fortunately, London didn't go that way for us. But I mean, yeah, the arena's just bigger, so I feel like the sound obviously changed a little bit. But I don't know. Once I put on the headphones, I could barely hear because I have like the soundproof in ears and then the headphones over. So.
But you got the
besides
in
that-
ears.
Yeah.
Does that hurt you? I feel like for me when I wear in ears, they fall out. Or you constantly have to adjust them, like with the ears, with the over ears, the noise cancelling over the top.
Not the ones I have. If I put them on a certain way, it kind of just like holds them in for me too. So.
Wait, Torment, you felt like your whole team. Well, obviously, like there was a bit of AOE with comboing, but like I swear when I was watching, like when they do the one player on camera, like at a time, it would be like Torment, yay, com, boo, beast mode, yay. Was that just me or was it just? I feel like it was just com. Anytime com's on camera, if you guys are on there as well, it was like boo because com's there. But if it was just you, I felt like people were like, yay, Torment.
Well, I wasn't paying attention to like if the camera was pointing at me in those points. So I kind of just like heard booing, and then I would just hear booing when like we would score it. But like,
Oh no, anytime Com got a goal, definitely people are booing. Yeah, for
yeah,
sure. He was
but-
getting booed every time.
I don't know. I didn't really like think about it in the moment, I guess. Try not to think about it at least.
I swear there was some Torment love. I can't be the only one who saw that. Like Torment and Beast Mode, they weren't getting booed when they're the only person on camera. I'm pretty sure it was just Com played the villain really well. I think it was just only him. Anytime he was on camera, there was boos.
Yeah, he did ask for it, so.
Like it would
I
go
mean,
like it would go
He
from
did
you
ask for
and
it.
people would be cheering, and then it would go to Com, and there would just be like a brief like 2 seconds of Com on camera booing, and then it would cut to someone else, and it would just go back to cheering again. I was like, this is savage.
It
It's so
felt
brutal.
playful though. Like I don't know if you took it that way, Torn, but it felt like it was, like it was a bit of fun. Like the crowd was loving. Like, did you guys take that way, or you guys like, wow, they actually hate us? Because I took it to the way of like, this is like pretty like the crowd's just having a bit of fun, like with the mimi boos.
I think it was like, I mean, there are definitely some people that, I mean, he's a controversial person, so there were probably definitely some people that like, especially with what happened like that week with like, there's like a whole thread, like Reddit thread about him, like
Oh yeah.
when he was like trash talking in the, the group stage or the early bracket, I mean. But
so you're saying
I'm
there
sure
were
it was
some
like a
Reddit
mix.
users in the crowd somewhere? There was some people, regular posters in the.
I think I actually made that joke in our comms. I was like, yeah, there's definitely some Reddit haters in this arena comm. They're arguing us.
I think you're
for sure.
probably right though, but no, I bet you most of them were they were just like joining in. They're like, yeah,
No,
fair
yeah.
enough. You want to see a booed? Let's do it. But there's no way that they're like actually hating.
Yeah, especially
way.
after I think it was like the interview after our first series. He like, I didn't watch the interview, but I'm pretty sure he like said he like likes, or like he encouraged it kind of.
Yeah, I
in
don't want
that.
to put words in his
People
mouth,
kept doing
but if I remember correctly, he said that he can't hear it. You're gonna need to boo louder. I don't know if that's what he
yeah,
said.
I think that was
so
it.
that's what he said. But yeah, he said you're gonna need to do it louder. So I mean, they did, but nah, there's no way that the most of those people booing actually like or don't like Com. They love him. They love someone who's gonna like
Content.
interact with them. That's all the London crowd wants is people to interact with them. Wait, so Justin, did you have a story? You're all set up now.
Oh,
Yeah,
Did you
we're
have a
all good to
story? You
go.
got stopped or something?
Your security.
I don't know. That whole, it was all a disaster. I mean, trying to get my parents and friends tickets to even watch any of the days was just awful. It was like a 1 week process of just trying to get them like a badge. It was terrible. But like, it was like, I think it was like the second day or something. I walked in with my girlfriend because we got McDonald's when we first came in, and we were trying to get a drink from. You guys know the second player lounge towards like right by the G2
Yeah, like
thing. Whoever
past
was back there, yeah, that one back there. We were not allowed to go there. We got
Wait,
stopped.
really? Was
Yeah,
that
That's
we got-
not-
that
that's
was a
not a
player
player
area though,
lounge.
right?
No, it's not. It
You
was
mean the
a
staff?
It's ESL.
Oh, that was
That's
staff.
the
Yeah, that was
ESL
staff area.
thing, Yeah.
They were literally connected by a single curtain, but yeah, that was staff. It's where it gets really confusing.
I thought
It
it was.
was
I thought it
weird,
was the
though.
second player area too.
It was
staff.
weird though because like every day they let us go in there, and then that one day there's like a buff guy just standing in front of the curtain. It's like, no, you can't go in.
That buff
What-
guy
what
was
day
the
was
one
that?
who told that buff guy was the one who told Matt to go back to where he belongs.
Oh my god.
Wait, what day was that? There's just a buff dude there.
I don't remember. It was probably, I don't know actually. Was
I
it,
swear, I just like what like I feel like if you just look like you know where you're going and you've got a place to be. Like I walked through there so many times, but I was trying to get to the player area, like past the staff bit, so nobody asked me anything.
Yeah,
but-
that's what
I mean-
Turbo's saying. You can pass the lounge but not stay in there.
No, I wasn't. I was
Ah.
trying to pass. I got stopped for trying to pass. I wasn't gonna
Really?
stay. Yeah, because
So-
I got McDonald's and I was gonna bring it to Chelsea and Garrett because they were like at the streaming booth thing.
hmm
I was like,
Mm.
going through there so I can just bring it to them, and then I got stopped, so I had to go all the way around.
Because to get to the stage, you had to basically walk through the staff area. And I remember after a series, I think it was one of the V1 parents was trying to walk through. They had a team badge on, and they were trying to walk through the staff area to get to the player area where they're allowed. And they let so we were a bunch of players, and I think one of the V1 parents just had a team badge. So they let this guy let all the players through, and then the one guy with the team badge, he's like, "Nah, you're going around." So he has to go the long way, all the way around, instead of
There's
like the
no
10 meters
way.
through the staff area. That's how strict they were. Like we were all together. He's like, "Nah, don't. What do you
That
think
is
you're doing with
joke.
that badge? Get around." And he had to go the long way, which is an extra like few minutes.
Man,
was
I'm so glad
crazy.
I didn't have to interact with the buff security guy. I just like
No,
they-
that
they
guy
were-
was
all the ones who talked to
intimidating.
me were really nice. They were just sitting down like, "Hello, have a nice day," and all that. Man, that guy didn't have to see him. Did anyone see like different off topic? But did anyone see Seiko and his girlfriend when they had, I think it was like one of the wildcard days. They were just walking about with matching outfits. It was like
I
the
saw
cutest
that.
thing.
And my
Cutest thing
girlfriend
I've ever
told
seen.
me, "Hey, we should do that."
You
I
should.
was like, I don't know.
I think Athena said the same thing.
Yeah,
was so cute. There it
get
is.
matching outfits. Do it.
That,
They
BDS
literally
were
had matching
dripped
outfits.
out. They
That's
were all
not dies
dripped.
of cringe. Who's dying of cringe to that? Listen, they were class. They looked clean.
That whole team looks sick. I know, like Extra had you only had that like light blue tracksuit on, like the Lacoste. And I was like, I walked past him, and was like, "Hey, Lacoste." And he's like, "Oh, you know Lacoste?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do." Nice. He's like, "Thank you."
Wait, is this Seiko?
Nah, Extra with that
Oh.
light blue tracksuit he wore, like I think he wore
Oh,
it like all
yeah, I
weekend.
remember that one.
Wait, he had a light blue tracksuit as well. Was he matching Seiko?
think
It,
and
was,
they
it
all
wasn't
had
the
light-
same. It wasn't the same.
Oh no, it
Darker
wasn't
blue.
tracksuits. They had light blue like the it wasn't a tracksuit. It was shorts,
That was shorts.
shorts and t-shirt.
Yeah, Seiko
Nah,
Seiko
yeah,
ended up
Nick-
walking up to me, and he was like, he like puffed out his chest, so I did the same thing, and we're like walking at each other, and then I ended up saying like, "What are you looking at?" And then he said, "What?" And I said, "What are you looking at?" And he goes, "No, it's okay." And I was like, "Right, he's French. I forgot."
No, you can't. You've got to like keep it very like literal with
Yeah.
you know, it doesn't translate very easily.
Yeah, it didn't work out too well.
Like you say, "What are you looking at?" and he'll just be like, "What do you mean?"
Monkey Moon laughed, so he understood.
Yeah, Monkey Man just pretends he doesn't speak English. He just doesn't want to do the interviews.
Yeah,
He's fine.
he seems pretty solid with English from what I can tell.
What a G.
Yeah, that's it. Next time, all the Rocket League couples that lands, you better all be matching.
Imagine
I don't know about that one.
Do it for the content.
Come on,
You don't-
Justin.
Man.
Pink tracksuit. You'd look so good.
Pink
Head to toe.
tracksuit?
Yeah, that would
Oh,
look
man.
fire. Especially if you're matching anything looks good. It's like cheerleader effect.
Okay, the thing is that my girlfriend has like red hair and she does not like wearing red or anything related to red, so pink
Okay,
would
never
not
mind.
work.
Not pink. Forget pink.
Yep.
Forget I said
Anything.
Anything.
that. Yeah, just literally any matching outfit. You look great. I believe.
Okay, maybe.
You've got to adopt the NPC mindset. It's what our coach says, which is the idea that everyone else is an NPC and they won't remember you like 10 minutes later. So we did this thing. We're in a mall. And all the shops are closing, and you know where the shops close and sort of the gates come down, or they're like sort of like this far open because the guy's still locking up. I was like, I dare you to like squeeze your head through and be like, "Yo, are you guys still open?"
No.
And he's like,
There's
"Yeah,
no
right.
shot.
NPC mindset. Let's do it." So he like squeezes his head through the door. He's like, "Excuse me, are you guys still open?" And she's like, "No." And he's like, "Oh, no worries. I'll catch you tomorrow." It's NPC mindset because they don't know who you are and they'll forget about you. I guess it's different if you're a pro because like everyone's gonna know, look at Justin in his matching tracksuit. But it's a good way to live. You just forget. You just pretend that everyone's an NPC in your own world.
That's a great way
It's
to
fun.
live.
Yeah,
And you're actually
it's
right with
exciting.
most like, Rocket League fans.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're NPCs.
Yeah,
Holy toxic.
definitely.
What the hell?
I think looping back to the Calm getting booed. I think I only heard the crowd boo 3 times. There was Calm, and then there was one time where Monkey Moon broke a rule 1, and
yeah,
there was
possibly.
another moment where Fortnite played on stream. It was a Fortnite ad,
Oh yeah.
and the
A
entire
Fortnite
crowd
ad.
booed for like 30 seconds straight. And then as soon as they switched back to like a Rocket League car or scene, whatever, they instantly they just cheered yet again. It's like it just instantly just like clicked away.
That's funny.
They were a good crowd. I feel like it was tough because like I keep telling everybody who asked me this, like I really enjoyed the Dickies Arena like experience. It was phenomenal overall. Like the live days with the big crowd, phenomenal time. Like it can't be better than London. It just can't be. There's nothing that could possibly happen that would be better than London for me personally.
I
'Cause
wouldn't
it's
know.
just too-
I was sick with COVID. Sorry.
Yeah,
continue,
I
sorry.
wouldn't know either.
Sorry, I'm sorry to bring back first
Oh.
the painful memories.
Yeah. Hey, way to bring up a good memory, Johnny.
No, Justin, come on, both Londons. There was the same vibe,
I'm not gonna lie, I do not remember the first London.
What?
I was
Oh.
15.
He was on stage playing too, so he probably
Yeah,
wasn't
true.
as focused on it.
Yeah, I don't remember anything. I was 15 now.
That was like your first event too, right?
I was in the crowd
Yeah.
for the finals in season 5, and that was a really good like crowd experience. I remember I was sitting like all the players were sitting in front of section 104, and it was
That's
crazy.
true, yeah.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
You
Was
gotta
it like
adopt my
was it like
strat,
the same
Justin.
thing? kind of.
This one was just like the same, but both sides of the arena, they like crowd planted people from 104 in the opposite side of the arena to coordinate. It
Perfect.
was ridiculous. They were doing it on a whole other level. So it was just insane, like volume all around the place. And yeah, twice as
Interesting.
many people as London won. So
But
yeah,
it's
it was
because of
insane.
the stadium sort of caters to that because they have the floor seating and stuff. And I feel like the biggest thing to get chance going is that sort of crowd interaction of the arena, sort of, you know, the different sections opposite each other. But Dickie's arena is so big that
Yeah, it's
you
huge.
only had like the little sections doing their own chant. I feel like it's impossible once you get to a certain sort of size, unless, you know, say in football, they have the cheer squads all in like a certain section. Unless they had that, it'd be so hard to sort of, you know, coordinate chants and stuff. So I think it's impossible to do what the Copper Box do, purely because the Copper Box is the perfect, like, small stadium size where everything's so, you know, so packed in and close to each
Also,
other.
Chrome's right in chat. The crowd was dead on Saturday because they like messed up the in like venue audio. Like the casters were booming. The casters were so loud on the PA system that the crowd couldn't even hear themselves because they just played it way too loud. So the crowd are like trying to get stuff started and they just couldn't because they couldn't hear themselves. The casters are just talking like at this volume and it would be like blasting through the PA system. Like I feel like, I don't know if this is a hot take, but I feel like casting shouldn't be audible over the crowd in the live event. It should be like just background noise for me personally. I don't want to hear like, you know, I wouldn't want to hear myself in a live event like more clearly than I hear like the crowd making noise. Maybe that's just me. But the casters in the background, like obviously that's like still loud, but you can't hear exactly what they're saying.
I mean, I
That
don't
would be
think you'd want
ideal
to.
for me.
I would rather like understand them at least, but I don't think it should be like the dominant thing. I think the crowd should obviously be louder. Like there's no reason the PA for like the casters should be much louder than the crowd and stuff like that. I think it would just be much more.
Oh, it was so loud. Like on Saturday for London this time around, it was so loud. It was insane. The casters in venue, like they would just be having a casual conversation. It would just be blasting in the arena. But we asked DreamHack, can we turn it down? And they were like, yeah. So they turned it down for Sunday.
There's no chance you guys were able to hear the casters in your headsets, right? Or like through your headsets, either one.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No.
Oh no. No, I won't go through sound canceling headphones.
Well, the thing is, that's happened at LAN events before, though. Like, I've been able, like, casters would pick up on the mic, maybe because I didn't have, like, a noise gate set right or whatever, but then it would just, like, play through somebody's microphone and you'd be able to hear it.
Did that tilt you? Like, Rizzo's missed a shot. You're like, shut up.
That's not what they would have said, but...
Wow, Rizzo's playing so well.
That was wide open!
Have any of you ever gained information from hearing a cast? I can't imagine you would, because Rock League casters are 0 IQ. But have you ever like heard something? You're like, no shot. He's out of boost. Okay, then I'll do this instead. Like, has that ever happened in the history of Rocket League?
Because if you're not like if you're focusing on the cast over your teammates' comms, then it's
Yeah,
probably
it's
gonna
so
get
hard
busy
to
for
hear
you.
it.
Yeah.
Boys, I got info. I got the source, boys. I'm
You
listening.
just haven't calmed in like 2 minutes. You're like, guys, one of them has no boost.
You're like playing with one ear out. You're just playing like, oh boys.
I think like the
let me
only
get-
time you'd be able to hear something is like after the game, but like at that point it wouldn't really matter.
Like
I
like
guess.
a strategy thing, you mean?
Yeah, like I don't know. You know how sometimes casters just like I don't know. They think the team should do this after like one team's farming them or something. Like I feel like you could probably hear that, but that's all you could probably hear.
Well, so you're saying like one time a caster will be like they should go for more demos, and then the
Yeah.
pro team sitting on stage like,
Yeah.
we should do more demos. Oh, my
I've got an
he's
idea.
right.
I remember at old DreamHacks, I used to be able to hear like all the casting though, like literally everything. I remember hearing like someone like say I they literally I whiffed the ball or something or messed up, and they called it like an absolute blunder. Like I was like, no way. It might have been you, Johnny. It was like you were
I
Shogun.
don't say absolute blunder.
Yeah,
Right,
I do say that. Hold on, that might have been me.
I feel like it might have been you. I'm
What
not sure,
DreamHack
though.
was it? 2019. It was.
It was one of the
2019?
2019 ones. I just
Wait,
remember
was it-
whiffing and hearing it, but it might not have been you. It might have been you or Shogun.
Wait, was it? Where was it? I was at all the DreamHacks except the America one. I can't remember where it was. Like
Probably
Dallas. or
Leipzig.
something.
It had
no
to
one
be.
went.
It had to be Valencia or Montreal, but I don't know.
I did do both those. It could have been
It's
me.
nothing personal. It's just like I remember whiffing and being like,
Nothing personal, but he remembers it.
That sucks. Well, I just remembered it now. He just
Oh, someone's gonna have to go find
back in
that.
my brain.
Somebody please find Torment's absolute blunder in Montreal or Valencia. Could be one or the other.
Do you guys go back and watch like broadcasts to hear what like casters say about you or like your cool goals
All
and
the
just to
time.
watch them? Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
time, Noly?
Not much anymore.
Yeah,
I'd
I mean,
say so.
not specifically to see that, but like I go back to see the gameplay, you know, from like other perspectives, and
And you're
I
seeing
just
who
like
the
to watch
snakes
back the
are,
games.
because like some casters are talking to you backstage,
He
like
keeps
they're your friend,
receipts.
then you hear them casting, you're like, ah, yeah, snake.
Not like surprisingly, every caster's nice to me, so I'll take it.
That shouldn't be surprising.
He said
man.
surprising.
It should be surprising.
I mean, I feel like you're one of the pickups of this. You know, everyone's talking about the pickups of the season. You guys went from, you know, not really doing too much, maybe expected to do a lot, to all of a sudden cracking top fours. You guys are like turned into a real land team. So that's probably, I don't want to say it's fully on you. You know, full bit of credit to the boys,
nah,
but
it's completely
I mean-
me. Astral Itachi who? Nah, they're honestly so good. Like I got lucky with this team, so
I
Shout
mean, you
out
were
Gil.
clipping on land.
No,
Shout out.
no, shout out Gil.
Big ups.
Big ups
Good.
to Gil. Respect.
It's in the past.
So is Noly the only one who's gone back to listen to a cast of him playing?
Oh, no, I definitely do.
I
But
only
don't
go back for car colors. I'm not gonna lie. That's it.
Wait, to check what you were running or what somebody else
What
was?
I was using and what someone else is, but mostly what I was using back in the day. That's all.
Oh.
I've listened
about-
back to like whenever like I'm in a Twitch Rivals or something, I'm like, I bet you guaranteed in this specific game, they're doing is talking trash about me. I guarantee it. And I go and watch. I'm like, yep, I knew it. I knew it. They're blaming me for this loss. There's nothing I can do. It's scripted against me.
You're like,
That's the only
he
reason I
muted
watched.
his mic at this moment. I'm gonna go see what he said on his stream. They're like, Johnny is so bad. I hate that he picked us.
Nah, they're like I've won a Twitch Rivals and the casters were so surprised. I'm like, this is offensive. This is actually offensive. How are they surprised that we're winning?
Like
We're,
when
like,
Noly
winning in,
said I
like-
was playing good on stream and he said that was a surprise.
Yeah, for
Like-
me it was a genuine like surprise though.
I don't know, like how is it? What do you mean genuine? Like how is that a surprise?
We were winning like it was like Heat Seeker and I demoed someone and they're like, oh my, Johnny actually did something. I'm like, what do you mean? I just demoed someone. It's not that hard. It's not-
Just the simplest thing. They're like, wow, he's
I just
looking
did the most
great
simple
today.
thing and they're like, he's peaking. He's literally peaked. I'm like, this is not fair. This is an unfair representation of what a GC1 is able to accomplish.
Maybe that's a talent thing. You're like worried about what other people are saying, so you got to tune into their streams.
Nah,
Do
we
they
just
think
ro-
I'm good?
We just roast each other. Like any opportunity, they're like waiting for the chance.
Noly, I've got to ask you. You were talking about you weren't too happy with the crowd being half full. So in the future of Rocket League, do you see us like? Do you want it to keep growing, getting bigger stadiums and stuff like that, or do you prefer us just absolutely cramming in, selling out an arena like 7,000-8,000 like the
One
Copper
word.
Box?
Paris.
Ooh, okay.
Alan and friends, like
okay, cool.
how
I
can
think
it
it's
not?
overdue. Yeah.
It would pop off for sure.
Like
would
it
pop off.
makes no sense for it not to. Like it'd sell 25-30K.
I mean,
Do you,
there's
Yeah,
such
do
a
you
big-
actually think that 25? That's a
No,
bold.
Wow.
no, that if us BDS Vitality
Mm.
say Solary come back into the game, if just those 4 orgs alone make it to Worlds or Major, whatever it is, 25K.
Do you reckon that's when people will find out that EU crowd is not actually EU crowd? It's just that France is just as biased as NA.
Even
They're
Spain.
going to be more biased.
Yeah, if like Spanish orgs get involved and there's a LAN in Spain, that'd be massive as well.
Oh no, the
Like-
Spanish orgs are insane, aren't they? Like what are
Yeah,
they called again?
Koi and Heretics.
one.
They're the two
Is
big ones right now.
Koi Ibai's or?
Ibai, yeah.
Yeah, I would
Oh,
love
yeah,
to see them in
see
Rocket
this
League.
comment in chat. I talked about this because I actually was like, I was looking at French, like I was trying to organize a much smaller LAN in France, and I ran into this issue where the French government take prize money
Yeah.
for players like between the age, I think it's 15 and 16 or something like that. So if you win money, I think 30% or something goes to the French government, and then once you've been paid out, you still have to pay tax in your own country. So
30%.
As well as the
Wow.
Epic Games or like the
as
US
well, so
actually
yeah,
have
all
to
the
pay.
cuts. So it's like so many cuts. So when I
Yeah,
was
they're
looking at that, I was
60%.
like, oh, like I guess we're just not gonna do that then. So if that's the same, if that's the case for like bigger tournaments as well, then I guess it's not happening. But
How do we get around this legally? We have a $0 prize pool LAN, and then later on we just
donations.
pay donate to their streams. Here's $300,000. Congratulations,
Epic
really love your
Games.
work.
Just give 60K subs.
Yeah, that was like the reason, because I was kind of like figuring out where land's possible, and France is no longer part of the locations that I'm looking at for smaller lands because of that one reason. So I've
I don't
got
know,
to
I think you
think by
need
now,
the-
if France
need the
has still not
grant.
had a land, that it has to be a reason.
No, it is a reason, but like I guess you'd need a grant from the government, and that shouldn't be too hard to get. If like,
Is that possible?
oh, 100%.
Get on the phone with
Like,
Kometo.
yeah,
Sort it
Get
out.
on
I
the
should.
phone with
I'll
Kometo.
message him. No, like he wants something in Paris or France anyway, so there's no reason for him not to.
Is the other thing in France that the commentary has to be in French at the
No.
venue? Is that no?
It's
That
just
was
the
in
stage
Spain,
hosting.
right?
It's
Oh,
just
is
the
that
stage
Spain?
hosting, I believe.
And
Like
even
the
if it
actual
was,
stage host would have to talk in French, but that's not even a big deal. It's fine.
just get Kamito. I don't think that'd be allowed. Like if we made it, but I think.
I feel like if the stage host is talking French, it's not a big deal. Like you just have the desk,
Mhm.
like have somebody who can translate on the analyst desk, and the analyst desk can have hot mics during the stage host. But I don't know.
I
That
mean,
that
if
for me
the-
wouldn't be an issue at all.
If the crowd's going to be more responsive to French, casting and stuff, I'd rather just have that for in the venue and then have the online
Exactly, yeah,
have
yeah.
English, because that'd just be pop off. If the French casting and stuff is going to make the crowd go nuts, then I don't think the players are going to care, because they just care about like the yelling and like the atmosphere. Like the atmosphere would be incredible still.
We'll have to get the Paris, well, PSG stadium.
And it does work for incorporating LAN into the location. Chucked it in
Oh.
chat. It's like easy integration there, so
Oh, that's important as well.
passes the test.
Lance. That sounds horrible though. I'm not gonna lie.
There's no alternative. There's
What
no,
about
like, what can you do
what
with
about
Paris?
Franland?
Franland.
Yeah,
That's actually
how
so
is,
bad that it might be good.
How is Madrid? Because did you need Spanish casting at the venue?
I think so. And also, like the stage host was Ebai before he blew up.
Wait,
The
seriously?
huge streamer, yeah, the huge streamer Ebai was stage hosting at season 8.
Oh my god.
Before
I
he
actually had
became,
no
like-
idea. That's so cool.
Yeah, before he became friends with like Lionel Messi. It was quite funny because like whenever he was like always backstage in the green room between his like he just did the introductions pretty much. Because I don't think there was any post-match interviews in Spanish. So you just come on, intro the teams, go back, come back out, intro the teams, backstage. And I swear he was just sleeping in the green room the entire time that I saw him. Like anytime that I was there, I was like, Ebai's still asleep. He's just snoozing. And then he'd wake up and be like, oh wait, who's playing? Renegades and NRG. Okay, back to sleep. You just snooze again. I was like, how is he doing this? It's actually impressive. Like, I wish I could do that. Just fall asleep on demand. Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Did you have to like point us out, or
Did you have to what?
What was that? You had to point you out?
you said Renegades NRG? Why is that a boring series? Come on.
I didn't say anything about boring series. I said, that's what he's doing. Like, intro you. Did you play NRG at that LAN? I can't remember.
We
Um,
played NRG at every single dream hack we could possibly
See?
play them at. And this
So
this
it was
bracket
a good example. I knew it.
I'm sick of playing Justin. That's why I retired. I said, oh, here we go,
sorry, I'm so
NRG
sorry.
again. I'm done. I'm sick of this.
You're gonna retire and
so
come back for
sorry.
different seating. That's all you really want.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Justin to retire, and then I'm back, baby. Just gonna staying in the trenches for now. Me and Rizzo grinding twos.
But okay, what
Okay.
would have happened? Actually, I heard that you were still gonna do the whole retirement bit even if you won, right?
Yeah,
Even if you
that
beat
would have been
NRG
pretty
at
funny,
Worlds.
wouldn't it?
That would have
Yeah,
been class.
It was locked in. So I think that their thought process was if we won, which obviously we should have won. Justin knows how lucky. Game 5, I shat flapped. But if we won that series, then then it would have been like everyone get on board, like jump on the one last hurrah, one last swan song. So that would have been good, but I guess it worked out in the end as well because we lost, and I sent Justin on his way to make top 8. I did it for the crowd.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and then we lost. Sorry.
But what would it have been like, Justin? Did you know he was gonna retire?
No, I actually did not.
Actually,
Nah.
did you even realize he's retiring? Because you guys were like signing autographs and stuff. Did you even
Uh,
realize that was happening?
I think it started, like the whole ceremony thing started when we were still on the stage, and then we walked down, and then we realized what was happening, and then after that we started signing, but we stayed there the entire time basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
were just on camera in the background, just being
Oh yeah.
celebrities.
Yeah, that was something.
But
for
were
sure.
you even more glad that you won when you realized CJCJ just had a whole like retirement thing? Were you like, well, so glad we won now? Is that like even bigger relief?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Is that BM if I beat you guys and then was like, yeah, by the way, I'm washed, I'm retiring.
Oh, that would have
man.
been something. I think you would have made us all retire after that one, probably.
Yeah, actually,
You guys would be like, can we get a video as well? Actually, where's ours?
I wanna thank you, CJ, because we were trying to get dinner with Garrett and Chelsea, and we weren't sure, like, you know, depending on the result, what would have happened with that dinner. So I do want to give a big thank you to you because we were able to have that dinner and it was a great time. So
Was that the dinner with
you hadn't
Rizzo?
asked them? You waited to
No,
ask
not that
them
one.
until after the match?
No, I mean it was kind of dependent. You know, it's like you know, like you asked beforehand, but you're still kind of you know, right? It's like if it happens, you know, then it's not gonna happen. But
Wait,
you know,
CJ was
CJ
at
threw
that
out a
dinner.
favor,
Wait,
so
was
it's all
CJ
good.
not there that night, or were you not? Nah, that was not the one that you were at.
That wasn't the Garrett and that.
Not the Garrett and Chelsea one. That would have been a bit too much. We should have just chucked you at the same table. I know you would have done that as well. Just sat
the
opposite
memes.
Garrett.
Yeah, I think you would have had a good time.
Just what if we beat him and I just sat across from him and just stared at him?
I don't think Garrett would have been out for dinner that night if they lost. He would have been.
No,
like,
I'm
"Nah, forget
saying
this."
saying the opposite. Well, if you lost, then you would have been at the same table with them. It's
I mean,
actually
I
fun.
didn't-
It's fun making these jokes about other people, though. I'm glad that I'm not only getting like the only one. You know?
I just knew how much pain you're in every day going live and just people saying how, obviously the astral pinch and stuff like that, just reliving the glory days. And I thought I'll take one for the team and join you.
Yeah.
See, actually, I didn't
appreciate
know that was a thing. We've got to poll the panel here. So Noly, Torment, and Justin. Do you know who Astral scored his infamous like corner wall pinch against?
Yeah, it was like the crew battle, but all G2 was out there. I was on the
Was it
couch.
actually?
I was on the couch like casting it basically.
See, I didn't remember that until
I don't
earlier when
remember
Rizzo
that.
It was
Rizzo brought
with
it up.
Chaussette and was it Ferret? It was literally before he teamed with them. He was like playing it with them or something. It was weird.
So I didn't. Nolly, did you know that? See,
No
actually,
clue.
2/3 of our pros here didn't know that, Rizzo. You've actually just
Well,
you've reignited the meme.
I
I
didn't
didn't watch that
reignited.
event.
You literally,
It's 'cause
you literally brought it up.
No, I didn't know about this. You were the one who brought this up before we went live. Rizzo brought this up. He's like, "Yeah, people always like make memes about me and the Astral pinch." I was like, "Wait, that was you?" Like, I didn't even know. Like,
That's
chat.
because it's in my head now. Because it's all the Moist guys say. They all just say, "Oh my God, it's the Astral Pinch guy," because I got Astral Pinched on. Like I don't
Wait,
know.
chat.
What am I supposed to do?
Type one if you knew that Rizzo was the guy who passed the ball to Astral for the famous pinch goal.
I
Type two if
didn't
you were like,
pass
"Wait."
him the
Wait, who
ball.
was in net? Were you in net for that or?
I
passed it to him.
cleared it to the corner, realized I hit it too hard, went back to net, and it was in by the time I blinked.
I swear I've like never. I've seen that like once since then. Like no one like ever replicates that pinch because it's so like hard. I just feel like at that angle.
It
actually got
is,
peeked
it
on.
never happens. Yeah.
I did get peeked on. It was a once in a lifetime opportunity. He knows it.
Everybody's asking for the clip. There's no
Yeah,
shot Rizzo's got
I've
that
got the
clip.
I
like,
I've got
don't,
the
I
clip.
don't have
I've
any
got the
idea.
clip, chat, so you're welcome. I'm gonna pull
Wait,
this
you
one
don't
up.
have the clip?
There's no way you
No
have
way.
it ready.
I've got the clip ready. So
Please don't spare me.
It's timestamped, so if you just pull
No
that one
way.
up for the
It's
boys. If you
That
can
was
just
so
pull that
quick.
one up for the boys, that'd be really good.
Yeah, I'm
No
I'm a
way.
good streamer, so I'll pull it up for the boys.
Show
I'll
us the overlay.
I'll broadcast it in Discord too if you guys would like to
Oh,
see.
he's such a good streamer.
Let's see, it's this one real quick.
It's a perfect
Oh, it's-
timestamp as well. It's right on the start.
Yeah,
of the
it's
clip.
just conveniently called best pinch goals in Rocket League.
Best pinch goals. You've made the montage.
Yeah, here's the touch to the corner, a little heavy, and it's in my net.
Oh my.
I just left the call on back.
All good. I mean, really though, is it that good of a shot? Let's be real.
Whoa.
Is it that good of a shot? Top corner from.
It seems kind of lucky if you ask me.
Honestly,
Wait,
the way
wait,
he
wait.
jumps, it looks like he's not even like trying to do that.
It looks so weird.
Pinch
How
it
does it even
perfectly
go
in.
that way?
Yeah, like
It's so
usually when people
weird.
do that, they arrow the other way now. If they
You know
try,
what
but
actually
he
the
went
worst part about
opposite.
this, when I like scroll through this is the most watched part of the video, or nearly except the beginning.
Oh yeah. That's the worst
Yeah.
part about YouTube videos these days. Now we're all zoomers. We just skip the whole video.
It's still like the rarer shot we've
Nah,
seen
it's
in
insane.
pro
It,
play.
It's never
holds up.
been-
It holds up to Modern Rocket
No.
League.
It's
3
not
years
been
later.
replicated.
It holds up to today.
I think I've
Well,
seen
in
one
in pro play. In pro play.
in like a scrim or like a ranked match. Literally the
God.
one I can remember. I don't remember who scored it.
It's not that bad, guys. It was all right. It was an okay shot.
Just such a heavy touch to the corner was the real problem. That was.
It wasn't that bad.
A perfect setup.
Rizzo, all you gotta do is you've got to like get a training pack that has the same, setup, and then just score it on an open net in a training pack to show that it's easy.
Just a 13-second clip.
I feel like that's or it could be a 13-second, little stream clip, or it could be an entire stream of content of you trying to hit the pinch
An entire stream.
next time you're live. It could...
Trying to hit an astral pinch.
24 hours
take
stream.
weeks. It's not gonna take weeks. Come on. I feel like it's if you guys all had to place bets on how long it would take to hit that shot for Rizzo.
Does it have to be top corner, or does it just have to go in?
That's a good question.
That
Very
changes
good.
it
I don't
for me.
know.
Yeah, it changes a lot.
If it just goes in, I feel like you could get it in like a few days, maybe.
Guys, I'm right here.
Yeah, you probably.
James, I thought you were gonna say minutes.
Someone goes, easily 3 months.
You
You got this. You got this.
I don't think it would take him days. In the net, like, come on, I feel like that's inside 45 minutes. I back him.
45.
Yeah, inside 45
45.
minutes.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought
I
that was
guess
gonna be toxic.
If you have
I thought
if you have a training pack that just like repeats it, you're gonna get so many reps in. Eventually, one will go in. So yeah, a few days was a little high. My bad.
Hey, all good, bro. All good. Hey, don't sweat it.
Just go, Rizzo, just go live and get it like second try.
I'm honestly
That's-
thinking about
that's
just doing it tomorrow. That's gonna be my stream tomorrow. Trying to hit
Just like right now,
assassin
do you
also.
remember when Turbo was on the Chalkcast and he just had League of Legends instead of his face cam? That should be
Yes.
you right now. It should be you in a training pack, just scoring a pinch off a corner wall.
Not that it really has any structure, but I will say that was before Chalkcast had any structure.
Oh,
Yeah, that I remember I was on that one, and it was just the Wild West. It was just like whatever's happening's happening.
Yeah.
I mean, you say that as if anything's changed. We literally have like a doc for topics, and I think we've covered none of them.
I just looked at the doc.
a
I was
doc.
I
like,
think I
Was it
said
doc?
I said the title of one topic, and that was really it. That was this one.
We got a doc of backup topics, and we've talked about absolutely none of them so far. So that's good.
It's been content. It's been content.
That's what it's about.
Yeah,
I mean, if-
honestly,
if-
today it's easy. There's so much to talk about.
There is, yeah, it's true.
I need to ask Noly because he's a EU boy here. Like, if we want to get a little bit more to like actually what happened at Worlds, Noly, talk to me about BDS. Did you see this coming? I feel like this team, like they showed nothing at London. They didn't show up, and I didn't see how they could come back into form. But behind the scenes, scrim stuff like that. Did you see the BDS that we saw at Worlds being a
BDS has never
possibility?
changed in scrims. Like they've always been the best scrim team. They're like G2. I don't know if you scrim them, but like literally perfect. Like they offer the most to give. But I've said it for the past year and a half. BDS is the best team. Like Monkey Moon is the best player to ever touch the game. So I didn't really have a doubt that they were gonna win. That they weren't gonna win even. Like I had them top 4 at least, like guaranteed. But against
do you
Even
put
after,
London
after
to?
London, though, London was like
yeah,
so against
Well,
that. Like,
I came
What
top
happened?
4. I came top 4. It was a Mickey Mouse tournament, so it doesn't matter. But
Wait, why was it a Mickey tournament?
how is you guys coming top 4, Mickey, when you take BDS to 7 at Worlds the next month? That's it. That makes sense.
I don't know. It was just a stupid tournament. Like it made no sense. But like Worlds, it was. Like,
So what you're saying is that Torment's win
different.
against you is Mickey at London.
It was completely my fault. if I would have dropped the ball, we would have won in overtime. I guarantee it. He got lucky. Well, he didn't got lucky. I was shit. But
Yeah, I was sitting backboard
No,
when that
wait,
all happened. That was all
Torment,
beast
thoughts on
mode.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
It happens, yeah. I mean,
In
so
the
if it was
past.
Mickey, that means us getting 4-0 swept by Moist in the lower bracket was Mickey as well. So I'm fine with that.
No, that wasn't. That was.
That wasn't
Nah.
that. The lower bracket
Nah,
is
to be
fair
fair,
game.
you guys are a really good team. But I will say, was you disappointed with top 8 at Worlds?
Were we disappointed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little bit, especially because we lost in like game 7, like easily.
Mm-hmm.
And our minds could have went further.
I feel the same. Like, I don't know. Top 8 at my first Worlds is good. Like, I should be very happy, but like, I'm just not. It's quite shit. And I don't know if I'll be able to replicate doing better. Because I should have beat BDS. And I think I would have won the whole tournament if I beat BDS.
You guys were the closest to doing it.
Fair enough to
Watching.
say when you go 4-3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the teams that lose to BDS probably, if we just if the result went the other way around, we could have won it, couldn't we, Noly, me and you? Probably the grand final.
Same.
Would have been.
I mean,
I think there's a few
G2
exceptions.
lost.
There's a few.
G2 lost 4-1 and we lost 4-1, so who really should have been there? I mean, it's a coin flip. It's a coin flip.
I think I saw like a Mew interview, like some interview. He wrote that after they basically perfect swept us, except we got like one Mickey goal and like when we were down 5 in the interview, he says like after that series they gained like a ton of confidence. Like he literally said it in the interview. So honestly,
I feel like they
the whole
should,
bracket
though.
might have been on us.
No, that didn't make any sense though. Like there were so many sweeps, like even like into the main tournament, it just didn't make sense. So, like no one, I was actually off that day that the BDS played use, and I was at Sunless like party. No one expected the sweep. We're like, what is happening? Most people thought V1 are gonna win or it's gonna be close, and it's just 4-0. We're like, well, okay, great. I guess we've never watched Rocket League before. It just didn't make sense.
Yeah, I mean we knew they were good, but they're just so structured. Like you can't make mistakes or it's in your net and you lose.
What did happen that series? You guys just didn't show up.
It
Had
was
an off
like
day.
it was like yeah, we didn't show up and they're like the best team. So basically, mix of that, we got perfect swept, except for my one goal with 15 seconds left, down 5.
Respect.
We saved the perfect sweep.
So why do you guys think? Because there was a lot of sweeps, and do you think it ties in at all to best of 7s? Because there was only one time in the entire tournament where a team who were down like 3 games won the series. One time out of like 58 or 60 or something. It was Furia beating Moist. It was the only time that a team lost 3 games in a series before they've won 3, and then they went on to win the series.
Yeah, that's crazy
Insane.
to me because I always was of the opinion of like the best of 7 like makes it so there's less upsets, but it seemed like it didn't really matter. But I mean, best of 7's also just like a different mindset, so it's hard to say if like that would have stayed the same if every series was a best of 5 as well.
So what's the mindset difference with best of 7?
Like just you're on match point, like that team that got to 3 got to 3, but they weren't getting to 3 games knowing that it would have won them the series, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing that's different, but not sure though. I guess we'd have to run a whole Worlds with all best of 5 to figure it out.
Do you think it's harder to come back when you're 3-1 down compared to 2-0, even though it's the same?
I'm not sure. I think it's the same. I think it's kind of the same, but not sure. Maybe Noly or Justin think different.
What about me?
What about-
I'm silly.
Or CJCJ. Sorry. Or Rizzo.
Nah, you don't have to
Just
mention
anyone
me.
but me.
It's been a while.
I don't know. 3-1 down's pretty rough. I think knowing you're on match point versus 2-0. Like we went 2-0 down. We basically got Brazil by you, Justin, and then we game 2. It was like 6-1. And then we called a timeout and then it was 2-2.
Yeah.
So back. I don't know. I like the 2-0. I'll take 2-0 down.
We were
So
saying
2-0
2-0 and a
2-0
best of
down.
5 or a best of 7.
Oh.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah. So is 2? Why does it seem like 2-0 down in a best of 5 is easier to come back from than 3-1 down in a best of 7?
I think honestly, now that I think about it that way, or I was thinking about it that way, but I didn't think about it. But like, it's just less games you've played, so it's just like, I don't know, you might have more energy, shorter series.
So you think maybe it's like after 2 games, it's easier to mentally tell yourself or persuade yourself like, yeah, now we figured them out. It just took 2 games to figure them out. Now we're gonna win, rather than 4 games in. You're like, I mean, if we're still losing after all this time, like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I think so, but I'm not sure. I've never really like been on a team that's got a lot of reverse sweeps, so Can't really think. I don't know.
Well, somebody mentioned
I
as
see.
well, if you're 3-1 in a series, then it shows that you've won a game, and so you can tell yourself like, oh, we've already won before.
Yeah,
we
that's
know
what I was kind of thinking as well.
Yeah.
I also think there's like a lot more changes you could do in a best of 7. I guess like there's more games to actually like come out swinging like a different play style every game. I don't know. I feel like there's just more like different stuff you can do each game instead of just like best of 5. You're down 2-0. I don't know. It just feels like it just feels different. I don't know how to explain it. It just feels a lot different. I don't know. It's weird.
No, that makes sense. Like everything you're saying makes sense. Like you've won a game, so that's got to be good. You've shown yourself you can win it. You've got longer to like try different stuff. Totally like there's no debate there. That's absolutely true. But like, how does Worlds go like so one way? It was crazy. Only one time out of like 60 series did the team who wins 3 games first actually lose the series. It doesn't make sense. Like Rocket League is usually so hard to predict, but when you're getting odds like that, it's insane. It's actually insane. I'm not sure if there's any like late game or late series betting sites on, but next time there's best of 7s, I guess you know where to put your money.
Did you guys like the best of 7s for the whole event, like wildcard as well? I guess Torment, as a fellow wildcard attendant, did you like having like we had BO7s
And
the whole way, or
Noly.
would you rather
Noly
BO5s?
as well.
Oh, not
They-
yeah.
or
I
they-
just assumed
They
K-pop
just
always
they swept
top
through it
4,
so
but-
fast. You
Yeah.
They speed run, but
we
they were
literally
there.
played Noly and I forgot because he just wiped the floor with me that quickly.
I didn't play that game. That was all Asdrel and Itachi.
Yeah. What do you think of the best of 7 though? Like the whole way. I know like Worlds is like it's a big event, but I feel like it makes the finals seem like the same. If that makes sense. I don't
I
know.
think best of 5 would have been fine, but they also could have done like maybe best of 7 on like elimination matches or something like that, or qualifying matches, because that's like a thing. I think CS does that in their Swiss, where like it's single win, but if it's a qualifying or an elimination match, it goes to a best of 3. And you could try that in Rocket League,
interesting.
just shorten it a little bit, because those first rounds, like a lot of 4-0 sweeps, like just kind of unnecessary. So
Yeah.
I should really
So
like
you
that.
guys
I
are
didn't
probably
even know
gonna
that's a
hate.
thing.
No, yeah, that's really interesting. I've never seen that in Rocket League, but okay, I think you guys are gonna hate my idea. But like, what I would do if I had full control is I would have made the entire tournament best of 5, except the semifinals and the finals. What do you guys think about that?
that's like
Wait,
DreamHack.
what about
right?
quarterfinals?
I think you're
That's
a
what-
fraud.
Nah, not even quarterfinals. 'Cause it's too long. It takes ages. Quarterfinals, best of 5. Well, if they're all
Awful.
getting played in the
I
last
think
day.
I think I
Which they
think
were.
you all best of 7 in the final bracket, but you switch the days. Like don't put it 7 best of 7s on
What if
Sunday.
they are all in the last day? No matter what.
Then I think your idea makes more sense for sure. That's what DreamHack was. It was really all best of 5, and then semis and finals was best of 7. And I don't think anybody complained back then.
It used to always be like that, yeah. Back in the day, like all the RLCS up until season 6, I think, were double elimination. And lower, like the top 6 was best of 5. It only became best of 7 and top 4 back in the day. It's only recently like everything's best of 7. I'm like, when did this happen?
Yeah,
Why?
but
Why
I
did
think
this
that's a
happen?
good
I don't like
point.
it.
From Chahi in Twitch chat. It's just like DreamHacks are worth a lot less than current Worlds. It's like for everything that's on the line for this current Worlds, like all best of 7 makes sense, but also especially like just having that final bracket be all best of 7 makes even more sense. Like why would you make it to top 8 in Worlds? Like this is your final event of the year. You want to obviously like one, you want to draw hype to it, but you want to also give all the players like the most fair chance you can. So like running a best of 5 in quarters for like top 8 to get top 4 seems a little ridiculous. Like
Well, what if I tell you that
match could last
89%
18
of the
minutes.
time, what if this entire season, like 90% of the time, the team who won a best of 7 were winning best of 5 anyway? And
Do we
also
give
best
too
of
much
5 is,
credit
like,
to
more
best of 7?
exciting. I think well, all I'm saying is I think best of 7s, like lots of them, it can get long. Like viewers are just gonna get
Okay,
bored.
so then up it. Best of 7 up until semi-final. Make semi-final best of 9. Make final
No,
best
oh
of
my
We're
God,
gonna,
best
we're
of
gonna be
9
here.
is
We're
dead,
gonna
bro.
be here for like 4
Dude,
months.
Best
dude,
of
best
71.
Best of 7 series.
Oh,
5
sorry, what
or
game are
5
we on?
sets.
Oh,
Finals.
oh.
We're
I
going
just
to
think
game
best of 7
10.
is so long. I think
I don't
best
know-
of 5 is a sweet spot for Rocket League. It's just long enough that the best team's going to win the vast majority of the time, but it's like short enough that the viewers are going to be edge of their seat the entire time as well. I love best of
Yeah.
5, but like I think best of 7 finals, I'm on board, of course. But you don't need to. I think best of 5 or best of 7, the whole thing is like way overdone. my
what was
opinion.
it, like 59 out of 60 series, the best of 5 winner won the best of 7.
Yeah.
I still think that like we've had some banger like best of 5 series. Like I'm thinking of
Mm-hmm.
G2 BDS at the LA major in the Swiss or whatever it was, the wild card, whatever the group
Yeah,
stage.
G2 got reverse
Stage.
swept twice in London. There was some banger best of 5s.
I still think like game 5 it still feels like a game like you still get that game 7 vibe. Like it's still been a hell of a series, and now it's like all down to this. So I like the best of 5. I think for the like trying to get Rocket League as well to the like mainstream audience, you want that. The best thing about Rocket League is that quick, snappy. Like it's not like a League of Legends or whatever where you might have a best of 5 series where you're there for 5 hours or 3 hours or whatever. I like that Rocket League sort of get in and get out 30 minutes tops. So I'm an advocate. I like the best of 5. I don't know about the quarters. I think like Torment
I feel like
said,
it's about
spread it
finding
out.
the balance though. Like, I feel like players, it's your job to reply like no, best of 7, because you want to make it as consistent as possible, because that's your job as a pro, is to try and get the most consistent format to win in. But entertainment value often comes in the opposite like direction. That's why, single elimination is always more exciting than Swiss. If you're like in round 1 of Swiss, it's never going to be as exciting as like last life single elim, just because there's more stakes. So if viewers are going to be interested, you've got to find the balance where there's competitive integrity and like viewership interest. That's why I think all
I
best
think
of
best of
sevens way
5
too
is
much.
probably the best then. But like, where's the justification for doing best of 7s for semis and finals then? Because like, what's the difference between quarters and then like semis and finals, right? Between like a best of 5 and a best of 7.
I feel
Obviously,
like it's
I
just
know
like
the
a
difference,
grandeur
but
thing. It's like, look at how important the series is. We're going to play it for longer. By that point, like if you've not done it before up until that point, even if it's just the final best of 7, I would be perfectly fine with that. But I feel like it would be so hard to persuade viewers and players and everybody that it would be a good idea. But
Is
if
that
it
what
was
Counter
me, I
Strike
would.
does?
I can't remember, but they're definitely a lot more brutal esports out there than Rocket League. But yeah, if it was me, if I could just like make the decision myself, I would make everything best of 5 except the final,
yeah, right
which
when
would
you
be
said
best
it,
of
I
7.
called you a fraud. But now that I'm listening to it, it actually sounds like not a bad idea.
Let's go. That's what I'm about.
I've been swayed just a bit.
I think we've just got used to this, like, important tournament has to be a best of 7. But then when you like break down the numbers and the stats of like the how many times the winner is different from the best of 5, it's sort of like why are we
It's just
doing
not
this?
that often, yeah. It's just not that often. And it just
Yeah.
takes longer. Like people are saying the last day of this Worlds is too long. I don't know. Did it feel long for players? Like you guys didn't play past quarters, Noly and Torment, but like watching the rest, did it feel like, man, this is going on a long time? Or
I didn't
was it
watch
like
the
I
whatever?
mean,
rest. Only
our
the final.
our tournament was done by like 11 a.m. So
Oh, were you match 1?
yeah, and we
Uh,
had to play in the morning. Kind of sucked, but and the whole day was just it did feel long because I did stay to watch it and it felt
okay.
like
How
it took like 8
long can you
hours.
play, do you reckon? If you played match 1, how long are you good to play for past that? Past your like 10 a.m. start or 11 a.m. I mean.
Like counting the breaks because there's like really massive breaks.
Yeah,
Or,
just like total times. If your first match is at 11 in the morning, when is the absolute latest you can perform at the highest level till?
I mean, easily like later in the night. Well, I mean, usually your sleep schedule is pretty good at lands, so probably like 9, 10 o'clock. I'd probably start getting tired, but I'd be fine for that as long as I'm not playing the entire time straight.
So it's more like a when are you or how much are you playing rather than what distance, what time are you playing between? It's more like how often do you play?
Yeah, as long as like you don't just sit there like grinding scrim. Like usually between breaks, no one's really like scrimming that much. You're just kind of free playing and
Okay.
maybe some ranked as well. So to not like wear yourself out, especially because like I'm pretty sure like FaZe was sitting there for like probably like 3 hours after they played against us to play G2, I think. So
Well, it's
like
also
that's kind of tough.
it's also harder. Like if it's the final day, like it's much harder to actually get a scrim or like a warm up regardless, because like everybody's done. They're just not gonna scrim you for the most part.
Yeah, no, literally, you kind of just gotta get your first scrim in, your first match, and then after that you're just waiting.
Wait, Johnny. Johnny's gone. Oh my god, someone help him. Oh, he's back. Never mind.
He's back. He's okay. He's
Wow,
alive.
I was just getting water. Stay hydrated.
Oh, I
Just
thought
getting
you had
some
an
water.
emergency.
I'll be right back. Actually, follow
Just getting some
Johnny.
water, you know. So
Sup,
I
man?
had a conversation before Worlds. I think it was actually on the First Touch podcast. I was talking to T-Bates, Roll Days. I can't remember who else. Well, Dazrin is obviously there, but I can't remember who the other guest was. Was it you, CJ, actually talking? Yeah, it was. He was talking about prize money, right? The
Yes.
prize money. Yeah, you were there. So
Yeah.
the general consensus was, and I felt like this kind of storyline continued throughout the event from the casters and the analysts, but also just like, people commenting on social media, that the money doesn't matter. That was like the takeaway, that the money doesn't matter. So like I got two questions. First of all, did the money like matter? How much does it matter? Because like we're talking about, quarterfinal best of 7 for 100 grand, semifinals and finals 200 grand each just in that series alone. So it's a lot of money in my opinion, but when you're playing, how much does that matter? But second question, do you think that we should have pushed the how much money it is more on the broadcast? Because watching it back, I was like, man, there really isn't any mention about how much money this is, and it's kind of a big deal in my opinion, for most of the viewers watching. You play Rocket League for 1 hour, you want to 67K. It's a pretty big deal. I know pro player salaries are pretty nice, so it might not be as big for them, but I think like could have probably been talked about more. What do you guys think?
9th to 12th was what, like 10k each, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
So
it was
when
33
yeah,
total.
yes, then I don't know, when I was beating Falcons, I was like, oh, nice. And if I win this, an extra 20k. I mean, me personally, it's a benefactor. Like, I'm a materialistic person. I like money. Not everyone's the same, but me, I do like money. So when I was beating them, it was a thought, and then I think the increase from top 8 to top 4 was like double, right?
So you got
6K.
23K for beating Falcons, you personally, and then you
Mhm.
would have got 33 if you beat BDS.
33 on
Yeah.
top of that.
On
right?
top of everything else you already won,
Right.
that series alone is worth 33.333333.
Right.
Yeah,
to
I mean,
Noly.
it's a passing thought. Like, you think of it, but it's not like, the be all end all. 'Cause if you
You're
think
not
about the
thinking
team
about
that
it when
chill,
you're flip resetting.
no,
I don't think I've
no,
ever thought
well,
about money playing.
yeah, but just you're rich. You've got the NLG
No,
paycheck,
no,
and
no.
you've
My
got
my
the
my salary
Wait,
has
but Noly, you
not
make bank. I don't get it.
my salary has been stopped a few times because I haven't been cooperative, but it's okay.
Wait, what?
what?
Have you got some clauses in there?
Nah, I just I'm stupid sometimes, so it's all good. We don't talk about that. What was I gonna say though? I've never thought about the money while playing though. Honestly, like it's cool and all, but I just care about the titles I get in game more. That's more
Really?
what I think of. Yeah.
There's no
I
way.
do
There's no
not
way you
give a
talk.
fuck about the
Dude,
titles.
no, not the in-game titles,
No,
please. I
fuck
don't
the
understand
titles.
this at all.
What do you
Like,
mean?
I'm gonna be completely honest. I never thought about like the money while I was playing. I've never been like, oh, you just beat this team. That's an extra 10k or whatever. But like, I've
Yeah,
never been
Rizzo
like,
shops closed on Amazon. Nolly was shook at LAN when he found this out. Like Nolly was actually shook. He could not believe his ears. He's like, Rizzo, I'm taking you clothes shopping right now. We're leaving the building.
yeah,
But
okay,
yeah, I
that's
believe
true.
Rizzo right now.
Okay, first off, me and
I believe
Noly
him.
didn't go shopping because the shopping
We
center was
didn't.
like an hour away. We just decided it wasn't worth it. It was not worth
Mhm.
it.
Yeah. Next time.
But yeah, I might have a few clothing items from Amazon Essentials. No big deal. Who cares? But what I was saying is, yeah, when I was playing, like, and you would think about a series, and you're like, oh
It's
yeah,
fine,
like
it's fine.
if we beat this team, it's $10,000 more. It's like, yeah, I didn't think about that, but I definitely was not thinking about, oh man, I really want this in-game title right now.
Okay, the only time I've ever thought about money was when my teammates, both Garrett and Squishy, were like, yo, if we go to the Saudi land, we can potentially get first place on the Liquipedia leaderboards. I'm like, who gives a shit?
No
I'm
way
like,
they
who
said
gives a
that.
shit?
There's
I was like,
no way they said that.
I mean, I was like, okay, I'm down to do it, but then like a bunch of stuff happened to where like Squishy got sick, they couldn't go, and then yeah, so we never went.
I
But yeah.
love that that's the consideration. It's like we can win internet points on Wikipedia instead of like real money in your bank account. It's like, oh boy, we could get first on Wikipedia. What?
Yeah, I don't know though.
Oh,
Every
my
time I
days.
played, like, I don't know. I just like I'm hoping for like a grand final so I can get a grand finalist title or like a if I win Worlds, I get a World Champ title. I don't know. I've always
You
thought
are
of it like
so
that.
different than any
And-
other pro. I feel like.
And there
You're
was
like
one
an
time,
exception.
where we had like a regional champ and a regional finalist title, and I was like, what if we don't get into the finals and just get top 4 so we get an elite title and we have all of them?
So
Justin,
you're
you're one of a
actually just
kind.
trying to collect them all. That's insane.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Basically,
You're like, maybe I wouldn't be too upset if we lost here.
I don't know if we
Justin's
can
like,
ask
whoops,
Justin
I
about
missed the ball. Oh no.
Justin,
It's
you
in
are
our net.
literally, you are one of a kind. Torment, talk to me. When you season 6, you get MVP. Are you like, wow, I just won Worlds, I got MVP, or are you like 100k, baby?
Wait. MVP was worth 10 grand back then as well. That was an
Yeah,
extra
it
10
was.
bags.
Is
I
that
think it
what you
was-
think about?
10
I thought
bucks.
it was 5, but I don't know.
Oh,
I think it
sorry,
was
was
5.
it
I
5?
think it
My
was
bad.
5.
It probably went up to 10
Whoops.
eventually. But I mean, I was just like, wow, we won. Like I didn't really think about like the money in the moment, I guess. Cuz what was it like? It was like 200k total, but yeah, I was just like, wow, we won. I was
Yeah,
kind of just in
casual.
shock though.
Yeah, it's nothing. 200k. It's no big deal.
No, but seriously, I think when you're just competing in general, like you never really think about the money until like it's an afterthought, really.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, we won this match or we won this event, and then you're like, oh my god, look at the money, look at the prize pool we just won. Like it's never like your initial thing when you win a match. I feel like
Yeah.
unless
Yeah,
you're
no,
unless you're
playing
Noly.
for just the money. Honestly. It's just for improvement.
Okay, so that if like I'm not gonna argue that at all. But second question, do you think it should still be like part of the broadcast to like highlight how much money it is? Because I think like the fact that it's not a lot of money or not really something that pros think about. I feel like if you took like your average, viewer or just like average human being and gave them like a controller, said if you win this game, you win the series, you got $70,000. That's gonna probably matter a lot to them. So I feel like part of the
Yeah, it should be.
when I watched back the broadcast, I'm like the prize pool wasn't really talked about. It's the biggest prize pool in Rocket League history. I don't think it was talked about enough. And maybe the players don't care, but the viewers definitely care that this series is worth 200k for this team.
I mean, whenever I talk to people from back home, and I'd be like, "Oh, I'm going to Texas to play a tournament," they wouldn't care, and I'm like, "Oh, it's for 2 million." And they're like, "Oh, really?"
Yeah.
So the money's definitely something that intrigues.
Look at
more
Rizzo's chat.
casual
The
people.
viewers really don't care. I don't believe you guys.
I don't believe
Get
it
out of
either.
here. I don't believe you
I
guys.
want to hear
You
everybody else first,
absolutely
but
care.
I got a good good thought here.
You're not that cool. You're not that cool, chat. I know
not
you're not
that
that cool. You all care. You all care. Anyway,
Justin, Tommy, talk to me. What are you thinking? Should the broadcast bring up the prize pool? $2 million for this event. If they win it, they get 600,000. Do you care? Does the broadcast care?
I think might as well bring it up. I mean,
Yeah.
did they not bring it up? I didn't really like.
well, I
Okay.
felt like it wasn't really brought up any
No,
more
it
than it
wasn't.
would have been brought up at a major. Majors are worth 300k. Worlds is worth 2,050,000. So it's worth like almost 7 times what a major is worth. You'd feel like it should be a bigger part of, or else why are Sonics even putting that money on there if it doesn't matter? If players don't care, if it's not being brought up in the broadcast, why don't we just make Worlds worth 500,000? Except I remember when Worlds used to be worth 500,000, and all the Rocket League pros were complaining that it wasn't 1 million. So now that it's past 1 million, people don't care anymore. Should we reduce it? Because
I
it
still
doesn't
care.
matter.
Make it 10 mil right now.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like everybody does care because it's so much money. Like, how could you not care? It's ridiculous. 2 million at Gamers 8, then 2,050,000 the next like 2 weeks later. It's ridiculous.
I feel like for
insane.
mainstream, it's the number one, as like a lot of people are saying in chat, and as you said, Noly, like to when you're talking to people outside of esports, it's like that like pricks their ears. You're like, wait, what, 2 million, or or wait, there's 13,000 people, they're sold out, stuff like that. That's people want to know like viewership, how many people watching online, how many people are going to be there, and how much money it's for. Like that's it.
Yeah,
It's not
true.
like this is the
Yeah.
most prestigious event. Like it's the World Championship. They're like, okay, what do you win? It's like a trophy. They'd be like, okay, cool. Like enjoy your video game, you idiot. Like that sort of stuff. But if it's about like prize money and the 2 mil, or like that's the factor that pulls in the mainstream audience, I feel like, is knowing how important it is because of how much money's on the line for the
Yeah.
casual boys.
Agreed.
I think
I agree, yeah.
there are some people in chat that are like, obviously we don't care, and this guy said, holy shit, it scrolled up so fast. Bruh, pros would care more about the money than the viewers. It's not hard to understand, but think about this. You ever heard of this guy named Mr. Beast? Think about how much his viewers care about all the money. right? This guy gives away a private island to the winner of a competition. You don't think that the viewers are watching for the private island? You think they're just watching for the competition? No, they're not. They want to see who wins the private
Of course
island.
they want to see who wins the money.
Exactly. They want to see who wins the private island and what happens with the private island. That's all they care about. So if there's a lot of money on the line, eventually, yeah, maybe you don't care specifically. Maybe the 2K people in this chat don't care about the money. But there are outsiders who will see the prize pool and hear the prize amount and be like, oh my God, like maybe I am interested in this. Maybe I will watch this instead.
I feel like a lot of people think that it diminishes how much of a fan they are if they care about the money. They're like, no, I'm such a big fan of Rocket League at its core that I don't care about the money. And they feel like if they do care about the money, then it makes them less of a fan of Rocket League. I'm here to tell you, it's not the case. You can be a fan of Rocket League and still care about the money because you want to see Noly
No,
flex
you
on
can't.
Instagram
I just want
with
Justin
his
to
latest
win.
purchase. I want Justin to win his title and also like spend an obscene amount of money on like in-game items. We want to see the big spending. Maybe Rocket League pros need to flex more. Then all the hardcore fans will care about the money.
I feel
We
like
can stop making it weird to talk about.
I feel like from a player perspective, though, getting back to like what does it mean? Like you go back to Saudi, and because there's like it's a new tournament, like they're only like everyone went because it's like wow, this is a $2 million tournament, and I think that all the players were like as Noly said, as they got up to like different stages, as they made top 16, top 12, top 8, it was like wow, there's another 100K, there's another. It wasn't like wow, I'm top 8 at Saudi. It was like wow, I just made another 100K.
Well,
Whereas at Worlds, no one's really talking about that. It's like wow, I'm top 8 at Worlds because it's that prestige behind it. If that makes sense.
Except NRG, who are like nice. We're like second on the Wikipedia.
Nice in-game titles.
Let's get that title, baby. Rise and grind. No, I think that makes sense. The prestige of like winning a Worlds event, I think is more. I mean, I don't want to say it's more than the money. The money is obviously like a big thing, but it's such a big thing for Rocket League to win a Worlds event compared to winning like a Gamers 8, and that's like no dig on Gamers 8. It's just like it's the biggest event Rocket League's ever held. Everybody's been competing for it for an entire year to try to qualify for this event. Like it's just such a big thing.
So I've got a totally off topic. Well, it's still on the Rocket League Worlds topic, but totally different tangent here. I just wanted to know what do you guys think about the club, the South American team, the club?
I think I went on Rizzo and Athena's thing, and I said the club were gonna do well. Like I rated Astra and Mick and lost quite highly, so I knew they were gonna do good.
But not KV1.
I didn't watch too much of KV1, so I couldn't really say.
Oh, okay.
I do
Wait,
remember
when
that.
did you
I'll
say
give
that?
Noly a vouch. He did say that.
Did you say that like day one of wildcard or something?
Yeah, when we beat 0-1. Or after we beat Renegades, actually. When we swept them.
Day 2. Oh wait.
All right, you didn't have to add that at the end. You can
No,
just
I
say
added
you
it
beat us.
just to be a twat, sorry.
Oh my god. Getting rude.
Yeah,
I'm retired now. Go easy.
I think they're pretty good. But yeah, Torment, did you get a chance to play them?
Yeah, we played they were our qualifying match in the wild card, but they definitely they were very good. They made it really close.
Of course, I casted that one. I should know.
Yeah, I think we had to they tied it up on us with like a couple seconds left, and then like we scored a 0-second goal immediately after. I think in game 6, but it was like a really close series. Very mechanical team. Like I think every team in Sam just like I don't know, they're all just like super mechanical and like very good at like resets. That's the thing I've noticed. Like when you play Sam players in ranked, they're all good at resets because like
crazy plays. It's unbelievable.
they're all really good on the ball because like when they're on high ping, they have to be, or else they're not going to be able to win off like challenge game and like other stuff like defense. So they're just all insane on the ball.
There's like so many things that happen in scrims. Like we scrim Furia, and I mean it was going well. We were doing well, but there was like a few times where like one would go up for an air dribble, and then like insta bump, and then someone already is following behind them, and you get scored on. You're like
Team
good.
Secret's like sole offense is just air dribble bump passes.
Yeah.
Like, I always scrim them, and it was the only thing they would go for. It was literally like every single
That's
time.
really-
So like offloading the ball while air dribble bumping. To a
Yeah,
teammate.
and like
Yeah.
someone would already be up following it, like hoping like
They trust in the
trying to get a
bump like
yeah,
really well.
literally all they did. I remember when we scrimmed them.
Yeah.
They're free. I feel like the South American region, like for us, were the best team in scrims, and the only team, or the only teams that could match that on game day was Furia and the club. Like the club in scrims play like they do on game day, like pure offense, and like compared to Secret, We scrimmed secret and we got like 6-0. They were just pure offense. Just out flip reset. Everything was perfect. And then we played them in the tournament and they were like sit in net and just like panicking. So it's just that if Sam can bring that to game day and not feel the pressure, like I feel like the club have shown, obviously Furia as the old boys of the region are doing, like that region is scary. And I think people asking the question, will Kamina or Sam, like will they win a major next season? I think probably.
Yeah, I could definitely see that for
Yeah,
sure.
Very likely.
I don't want to throw shade at Furia, but like, how did they get good so fast? Like when I played them in London, they were the first game they were shit, and the second game, like the second time we played them, where they almost reverse swept us, they still weren't as good as they are now. Like now, they seem like a top 4 team in the world, and it
Happened when
came out
they
of
beat
nowhere.
us in LA. Edge.
Wait, they beat you in LA as well?
Yeah.
They beat NRG in group stage, and they beat Endpoint twice, and they lost 3-0 to Renegades.
Oh,
Dude.
yes. Maybe CJ has an answer to this.
I've never dropped a game to Furia.
I
by the way.
remember
6-0.
I
6-0.
remember Furia about to play Renegades, and Squishy was like, "Oh, we're fine. Furia has this," and then they get swept.
Of course, because all you guys needed to happen is Furia to win, and then you're through.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Furia lost, and you had to play Renegades again.
It was
Well, do you
Lost
feel like
to
it's just a
Sam.
factor of like confidence then, because they kept
Yeah.
eventually they would like beat teams and they would be like, oh my god, like we can actually like we can win this. I feel like that's a big thing in well, I don't know, all esports I'd assume, but Rocket League in general for sure.
That's what Card said. I think I was on your stream, Rizzo, at the watch party with Furia after they lost, or like I think they lost to Renegades and they beat Endpoint, and you had them on your stream. And I asked him, so what's up with Renegades? Why can't you beat them? And Card just he just did this. That's all he did. Didn't say anything. He just it's in the head.
It's mental
You see
block.
it is in their head.
Mental diff.
Mental diff.
It's like yeah, like when they go to Gamers 8 or whatever, and they end up winning that. It's like
It was Kaio and Card. Like Gamers 8 was the first. Like I know a lot of people say Gamers 8 doesn't matter. It's like it's ones, twos, it's crew battle tournament doesn't matter. But even in all the threes, they look like a full team. And I don't know, Noly, did you think it was just Yan? It was the Yan show
Jan
in
was
London.
a ghost. Oh, London, yeah, Jan was
In
everywhere.
London, it was the Yan show, and then this time around
At Worlds, Jan
in
was
Worlds,
like no, yeah, he was invisible against
Card
us.
actually outperformed Yan, and Yan was still solid, but Card was like the guy. So I don't know how Card and Kyle like stepped it up so much between London and Gamers 8, but that's why I started predicting Furia doing better, because they look like a full team.
No,
They
we,
were
I mean,
sick.
we watched it back, like when we lost to Fury at Worlds, and they were like, they obviously deserved to beat us because they were the better team, but they got so lucky so many times. Like, I'd bump Card, and like Astral at 50 with like somebody else, and the ball would just go straight to Card, and he'll have an open net, and that happened so much against us, and it was just, it worked out in their favor, but oh well.
So okay, another question, semi-related to South America, but who is right now the best player in the world? Noly, you said Monkey Moon earlier, so Monkey Moon. But has anyone got another name to throw into the pool as current best player in the world?
I don't watch enough Rocket League to answer that.
Who's the best player in the world that when you're playing? Who's the best player against NRG?
I don't know. I feel like Extra is definitely up there. He's like, he's very like, he's so solid. Like he's like the rock of that team for sure.
Is he like the new Turbo?
The new Turbo. The
Hey, Turbo.
I
Just
don't know.
positional freak. Like he's always there.
No, yeah, he's always there. Yeah. So yeah, something like that. And then like probably like beast mode, I would say.
That's a shout.
But like, yeah, I don't know, probably them two, and like occasionally Monkey Moon with like his 8 aerial sense beating us 4 years before in the air. Unbelievable. Truly remarkable.
Just doesn't air roll at all.
Yeah,
He
just doesn't air roll.
to.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's like all in the positioning too. He's
Yeah.
just like always somehow a step ahead of you.
Yeah, probably them three. I mean, you obviously have like Yanks, Card, and all of them, but like against like the people who are hardest to play for me are just like Beast Mode Extra and like Monkey probably.
Torment.
Oh,
What, my best player?
Yeah.
go on, Tommy.
There's so many like insane players nowadays. There's definitely not like a clear cut one, but I mean, typically
Who's in the conversation? Who's your mix?
I think all like BDS is that team where it could be like all of them right now. I think Seiko was their best player. At least when we played them, he was their best player. And throughout the event, it was always like it could go to anybody. Yeah, Beast Mode. I think Beast Mode's the best player in NA for sure, and he played insane in the, in our FaZe series and our SG series. Unfortunately, lost against FaZe, even though he was like peaking. And I don't know. Other than that, like TRK and Vatira would still be up there for me. Both are just like all rounders. So those pretty much all those players.
All right, CJ. I feel like I know who you're gonna say, but
What do you think I was gonna say, Joyo? Now I think that like
Could
in
be.
terms of playing, yeah, Joyo's up there. I think in terms of just scrims playing them, over the course of this season, there's only a couple of players that actually was like, wow, they just built diff, and that was actually Yan, mainly in scrim, not in tournament because he's freeload, but like Yan in scrims, he's got the glue, and TRK as well. It's something about his like the way he changes up speed. I think I talked about it before, but like they're not fast players in general. Like they're not just holding power slide and boosting supersonic. Just the way they change up speed. Like TRK can go from like just not moving to like bang top bins like instantly. So he's up there. And then Joyo in scrims is actually. Can I put a vote out? Torment, I want your input on this. Magic Bear in scrims is the best player I've ever seen. What is going
Magic
on?
Bear?
Yes.
Oh, I saw him tweet like a clip against you guys.
He's hitting like a quadra flip resets on command in scrims. I'm thinking, how is he not like top?
Magic,
I don't
Magic Bear
understand.
has good mechanics. I mean, Torrent, I don't know. We don't scrim them that much, to be honest. But Torrent is like getting really good at the end of the season, so I'm expecting them to be even better next season.
so
So
is this proof that
It's crazy.
NA is bad at fostering new talent? Magic Bear's the best player in the
Maybe.
world, but he's on like a bubble team.
I don't know.
You're
He
saying
might have just
this-
been peaking in those scrims.
Sign him
but
up. Somebody sign him up.
He
Gate
was
set.
Give
like
him a
one of those.
tryout.
He was like upcoming and had a lot of potential, and like people wanted to pick him up, and then he said no and stuck with like Percy and Jordan. I remember back in like for RLCS, I think.
They were promising. I'm joking. They were definitely promising. They kind of didn't have the results that I think they could have. Yeah, Magic Bears. I'm glad to hear he's still doing well. He's still peaking.
I think
Yeah.
NA bubble teams are just we call them scrim anctors, like they're only good in scrims and ranked. I think
Scrim
that's
actors.
yeah, I think that's the NA bubble scene, not the bubble.
I can
but
actually.
like
I
the
don't know
lower
why, but as soon as you said that, I could just hear Cammy saying it.
team. Yeah,
Yeah, he's a scrim actor.
yeah, do it in tournament, you dog. You know that sort of stuff.
Well, that's
yeah, they're
like
crazy.
that's like just a super interesting thing because so many teams always talk about how like a team is so much better in scrims. I just know like 2 years ago when I played G2. Well, actually, I mean I've heard it as well. G2 is still a scrim team, but when I played as well, we were definitely a scrim team, and then we would just get like top 8 in tournaments. But I think it brings the topic of like how others think like teams are trolling in scrims because they're doing something else, or they're like playing a different way or whatever, or they're just whatever, they're trying something else in scrims and it's going super well, so teams are expecting that they're trolling. Whereas like when they actually play in a tournament, I say, yeah, do that in tournament. You're never gonna do that in tournament. They won't play like this in tournament. So it's like this very weird dynamic of trying to figure out like, is this team actually gonna play like this in a tournament, or like are the nerves gonna get to them?
Well, about that, the trolling and scrims or whatever. The day we beat Falcons to make top 8, we had 30 minutes of warm up against SSG because, not naming any names, but somebody on my team had called scrims just like left the game because they said SSG were trolling, and then
What?
No, this happens a lot. Like this is, I swear I've heard this with like
And
every
that's like
team.
the
Like,
warm-up- the
every
warm-up
team
for-
trolls.
the warm
For
up
a stage match.
yes,
The warm up for a stage
yeah,
match.
for a stage match against Falcons, we had 30 minutes because somebody had decided that SSG were trolling and decided to leave the game.
I mean,
That's sus.
I mean, it's
Bit
true.
sus.
Every team trolls. Like every team, according to every other
team
team,
trolls.
trolls.
I love hearing both sides of the story behind the scenes, where it's like, there's like, subtweets on the timeline and all this like, kind of low key trash talk going out. I'm like, okay, I've got to do some investigation here. Let's find out who is really trolling. And I've come to the same conclusion, Rizzo. Is like everybody's trolling. Everybody genuinely thinks that the other team's
No,
trolling.
we warmed up against SSG and they weren't trolling, like they were pre-jumping and doing stupid stuff, but it's like it wasn't that bad. It's not like no other team does it. It was just a bit of a heated day.
Mm-hmm. Turned out to
Although
be
I
the
w-
perfect warm up though. It worked out wonderfully for you. So
Only
even more
'cause
of those.
no, look. The entire tournament I played on fast refresh rate on my monitor, or super fast, so my FPS wasn't good. As soon as I fixed it, I played good. You know,
I actually don't know what this is. What is
Monitor diff.
super fast?
yeah. So the monitor, every time I played, it was like super fast, which meant the FPS was a bit like dodgy, or like I wasn't used to it. And as soon as I set it back to normal, I played good.
Super
I'm gonna-
fast, like tries to predict like your next movement and stuff, but it like can cause frame drops, so it's not that good.
So
Mhm.
like costs a lot of like weird stuff with like this in general. Like if you're like mid turn, you can see like the corner boost like just fade weirdly.
Like screen tear.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that as copium for my entire failed Rocket League ranked escapade. And just not
Your
even
monitor
check what
settings.
that's. I'm not even gonna look and see what the setting is, but I'm just gonna use that. Like next time I miss an aerial, I'll be like, ah, yeah. I think my super fast is on. I'll probably just have to turn that off after this game. That's a good one to add to the list.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
I mean, we've got Justin and Torment here who have been at the. I think who was it? Com tweeted out something about some Scrim
God.
drama, and then Justin replies like immediately, like it's not us. Calm down, guys. Like, what is going on here?
Yeah, I
What,
literally
That
remember.
what is happening?
Moist, right?
Yeah, we were sharing moist. I don't want to get into
Of
the details.
course.
I just remember
Nah.
Justin like energy to go into the curtains, and we're like, "Why'd you tweet that? Everyone's adding us now." You guys are getting like already like kind of hate spam,
Yeah.
even though it wasn't even about
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Calm doesn't even say anything when he does these tweets. Like we just ended the scrim early because we just thought it wasn't like it was like kind of like not worth our time. Like I don't, and they said we were trolling too, so it clearly wasn't worth their time. I think they thought we were trolling, so they started trolling deliberately, and then we left, and then both of us are yelling at each other. But Comp, I don't even like. I'm just like chilling, waiting, and I just look at Twitter, and Comp tweeted without saying a word. He just like tweets. He never tells us he's gonna do. He just kind of drops it,
Okay,
and then everything just explodes.
The second time that happened, remember how long ago? It was the one before Worlds.
Yeah.
We finished the scrim sesh and it felt like a normal scrim sesh. 5 minutes later, I got on Twitter and then we're tweeted out. I'm like, what?
Wait, was that Com's tweet? Where
That was yeah, I remember that.
he was
Yeah.
he said something about like
Oh,
before
We
Worlds.
scrimmed you guys
no.
twice, and the scrims went normal, and then that scrim happened, and then he tweeted, and then kind of blew
Yeah,
up.
I didn't even like it felt like a normal thing for me, but like from your guys' perspective, it was a lot different. But like for me, it was like, normal scrim day, and then boom, I'm on Twitter for.
But that's
lots of
exactly
reasons.
what I'm saying. Is like
Yeah.
the one team thinks the other team is trolling, and the team who they think is trolling is usually just like doing their normal thing, or like they're just whatever, they're just vibing, doing their scrim thing. They're not actually like intently trolling, and then they get called out for trolling, and they're like, "What? No, you were trolling," and then it's like
No,
this
you know-
constant back and forth.
I might have something here. I know everybody's thinking, what are you talking about, Johnny? You can't relate. You've never scrimmed in your life. And you're absolutely right. I haven't. But one time, Mertzy invited me for twos rank games. And I was like, yeah, I'll play some twos rank games. And like 3 games in, I think we won 1, lost 1. We're in game 3. And then he was just like, he typed in the chat. We're not in comms or anything. He typed in the chat, what are these games? And I was just thinking to myself, like, is something weird about these games? Is it me? Like, what? I didn't notice anything weird about these games personally, but I don't know what to tell him. So I just typed back like, yeah, Lamau, like, or something. I was like, it must be me. Like, I think I'm just weird. So I didn't even realize that there was anything weird about these games. But Mertzy, if you're out there, like, I need some clarification here. Like, why did you think it was weird to just be 1-1 in ranked with me? I think it was probably because I just never went for the ball in kickoff. I was just like, he says go, he says take the shot, and I'm like, nah, just half flip. Like, I'm out of here. Something like that. But yeah, I feel like, I for me it was normal, but for Mertzy, he was freaking out. He's like, I can't play. It's the same thing with pros. They're just doing their thing and everybody thinks they're trolling.
Johnny,
Yeah,
you
I
are
want
not
to
a
say
pro, bro.
before that we
Wait,
scrimmed
did you just say that
NRG.
I'm not a pro?
I said you're not a
The
pro.
one
You're not
time-
a pro,
This is the
bro.
one time in your like pro/content career that you can't actually say that.
I'll take any chance I get. Don't worry about it.
Takes one to know one.
I feel like at this point, every team has to start expecting the other team to just be doing something stupid. Like at that, like scrims is like practicing, so like obviously not everything that you're going to be doing in scrims is going to be translated into tournament, but I think like people aren't used to those like different teams trying out new things and hoping that the same team plays the same way in a tournament. So when a new team does try out like something new, they automatically think it's trolling, like off the rip, like a new play style. Like it's, I don't know. Kind of,
I think the other thing too is like sometimes like the reason some teams don't think they're trolling is because they don't notice how their teammates are like playing different. Like literally, I think sometimes like you like back on Cloud9, like deliberate scrim trollers, like mostly Squishy and Gimmick. I'm gonna blame them. They were big scrim trollers. Everyone do it. Rizzo, you probably know. And I wouldn't even like be able to tell sometimes because I'm playing normally, like 90% of the time. Sometimes it would get to me too. I won't lie, because it was like they'd be like calming in like accents. Like it was like really bad. I don't know how.
Wait,
we do that. We do that.
Accents?
You guys still
What
do?
accents?
You guys still do that?
Yeah,
accents?
we
Whatever accent they
we
want,
impersonated
British.
as BDS, and then we were all like talking in French accents one day.
Yeah, so like
Where's this comms video? That's 1 million views waiting to happen.
I don't know.
What is
Sis
Squishy
probably
doing?
has it somewhere.
That is free views. Come on, somebody.
yeah, basically what I was saying is that like no one, like you might not even be able to tell, because sometimes I wouldn't be able to, like think they were trolling, and then like people would message me and be like, "Why are your teammates trolling?" And I was like,
No, it's crazy.
"You
Like,
ask them, I guess. I don't know."
when we do those accents, like we win. Like I don't think we've lost a game doing an accent ever.
So what are the key? What are the like most important comms in like
I don't know.
French accent?
We always go, I go, like something
I
like
go?
that. Yeah, but like in like the accent type of thing, I don't know what else. Garrett is like really good at doing it.
Okay,
Like-
we need a tutorial here, because obviously French players are pretty good at Rocket League. It might be the language. We could probably like get in on this.
They do, if they have to comment English, like I think they keep it really simple. Like if they're not like an all French team, from what I
Yeah.
can tell.
Turbo said the amount of times I had to defend my team when I had Atomic and missed on my team.
They were like New Age Cloud9. It was
They
so
were
bad.
the absolute worst. We blacklisted them. I 100% remember that. They were the worst team to scrim ever.
It was really bad.
I'll vouch for that one, Turbo. That was horrible.
Absolute NA trollers.
This season's Optic, where there were a lot of teams that wouldn't scrim them too. Like they're just always a team that like trolls every time you scrim them. Like Optic would troll every time we scrim them, and we couldn't scrim them anymore.
I mean, how are they trolling? Just mucking around.
Just like, yeah, just like you could just tell by the movement, like their decision
Yeah.
making. They're just like doing the dumb stuff on purpose.
But
What if they're
that's,
trying
like,
something
actually,
new?
what if
Nah,
they're
dude,
just bad?
I remember
Yeah.
for an entire scrim, we cut it early. Mist was just chasing Chicago specifically. That was it. That was his scrim. For like 25, 30 minutes, and then we just called it. Reader was like, I can't do this. And we're like, all right, let's
Did
just
you
call
win
it.
though? Were you winning?
I don't remember, so probably not.
You can't, surely you're winning if he's demo chasing.
I don't know. Well, Reed couldn't play. Yeah, dude, they had me on the team. Okay, it was very tough to win regardless. If Reed
Maybe it
wasn't
works. See, why don't they do this in pro play? Maybe it's actually.
I mean,
good
Alu
idea.
did it on FaZe, and they were getting top fours.
They were
so-
playing
Yeah,
RBG, bro.
No,
Yeah,
but they
that's not
also they
like-
did that. Didn't they get eliminated later the same tournament from Swiss because they didn't do that? They did that and it worked, and they stopped doing it and they lost.
They were playing RBG. I was casting the series. Of course, they're gonna win versus RBG. Like that was a free series for them.
I don't know. Maybe there's something to this demo strategy. I kind of like this. We need to explore this.
Imagine that you've just got
There's
a
something
target
here.
guy that takes out their best player the whole game, and the
You know,
rest just play
let them just go a 4v4
I
match.
think we just make a 4v4 game mode, have the fourth person chase, and then just
Actually, just
Yeah.
that's a good point.
Yep.
So like, how many players do you need? 3v3. Obviously, the meta is pretty established. There's no demo guy. But like, if there's 4, would you add a demo guy? Would the fourth player just be doing demos?
What if the fourth
You would-
guy, like, he couldn't hit the ball, like he ghosted through the ball, he could only hit other cars?
Okay, now we're getting
What if the
somewhere.
demo guy
good.
demoed the demo guy, and they just get stuck into a demo lock, and they keep demoing
Do you think
at the
some
middle
players
of the
would do
field?
that? They just keep demoing each other. Like, there would definitely be some demo guys that would do that. They would try and like rack up the points because they're like, look how many demos we've got. We're like farming demos
It's
per
just
game.
a standard 3v3, the extra players just constantly smashing each other. That'd be clean.
I think if you've got like maybe not 4v4, 4v4 we'll find out. 5v5, I think you're guaranteed one person is demoing full time. If you go to if Rocket League became a bigger pitch 5v5 game, I think somebody's demoing.
Yeah.
Turbo's got job
100%.
security if there's a 4th demo, man.
Probably like a boost, like just someone that just never rotates. Like they're just taking
Yeah,
boosts.
yeah, yeah.
Maybe cherry pick if the ball comes to them.
Would
Like,
you
yeah.
would you have like actual positions at that point, or you just continue?
Maybe just
rotating?
like regular 3s, except you have a demo guy and a permanent defender.
That's
Maybe
what I was
it.
thinking. Yeah.
It's like you're basically playing Heat Seeker.
Yeah.
Heat Seeker
I
is the
feel like-
worst.
I
I
love
feel
Heat
like
Seeker.
if
What a game.
there's 4v4, like a lot's coming back. You've got the perma cherry pick, like classics rotation
Yes.
from their offensive corner to corner, just waiting for the clear downfield for the redirect.
It would actually be so much easier for players to like go for longer careers because you don't actually need to hit the ball at all. You could just drive around and be
Mhm.
effective. This is genius. Rocket League
It's not.
2, 4v4. Psionics, please.
Actually,
Imagine.
that's actually been like a recent conversation of like the whole 4v4 thing, but I don't even think it would be possible to do it with like the current Rocket League. Like it would have to be basically a brand new game. I don't even think like a brand new update would be able to do it. Because think about how like if you guys follow COD at all, I really don't, but I heard about it. So like they did 5v5 for a while, and then they switched to doing they just like switched. Like once a new game came out, they're like, actually our pro scene's gonna be 4v4. Like good luck everybody, and then everybody had to shift teams. So like doing that caused like this crazy commotion of like team swapping and stuff. I don't even think that's like a possibility in Rocket League with like the current game.
But we already have that crazy commotion in team swapping without the game mode changing sizes. Like we're already halfway there.
Right, but imagine the
It's-
teams that did want to stick. Now they can't because they need a new player.
Now they could just bring in like their favorite.
It's easier
Swedish
to add one player
American
than
demo guy.
remove. Demo guy.
Yeah, bring in their favorite like Swedish 4-time world champion demo main, and boom, you've got yourself another world
yeah, I feel like
championship winning
with-
roster.
I feel like with COD it was worse because he said it was like 5v5 and it's like now it's 4v4. So like drop a player. But if it was 3s and then you just have to add a player, like I feel like it won't be as big of a. Obviously, you're gonna get roster changes, people trying to join the super teams or whatever. But
Mm.
I don't know.
Retals,
You
they
ain't
would
coming out of
never-
retirement.
They would never have had to. SSG would never have had to get rid of Retals. They could have just demoted him to the demo guy. Just like get him as a demo main.
Yeah, imagine just that. Like that's like the worst role on the team. You're like, oh, sorry, you're gonna be the demo guy this season.
So that's like that's the post tournament talk. It's like, so you need to sit down, have a seat. Like you're
Team
good
meeting.
next season. We want you to be the demo guy, and somebody's just like, oh no, the demo guy.
And then teams are trolling scrims because they have 2 demo guys. They're like,
I
oh, this
just
isn't
saw,
meta.
imagine the scrims. Like, oh my god, that would be bad.
I
Like,
want to see
would
it. I
teams
really
even
wanna
be
see it.
scrimming anymore at that point? Or would we just be like playing? I don't even know what people would be doing. Everyone has like 20 hours past 2.
No, if
game just
if,
dies.
if pro play was like 4v4 with a permanent demo guy, like everybody would just be playing ranked 3s instead of scrims. You'd be like, yes, the good old days.
You wouldn't even be able to find a game in like 4s. I mean, first off, they had to add a ranked chaos mode. They have to add that. But like even in casual, it's impossible to find like a ranked 4s game.
Mm-hmm.
4
Still
is something.
There's only 8 people in OCE, so we'd have to all coordinate and get on at the same time.
You need 8 to play, bro.
I'd be the end of OCE. Damn it.
Combine your 2v2 lobbies that are happening at any given time. It's like, guys,
We
we've
have
got
to
a
play
queue. Come
balls.
on.
We have scrims, Q ranked.
It would basically be like 6-man's ranked. It's like, guys, come on, please queue. Please, I just want a 4s game. Just want to practice my demos.
Holy chicken nuggets.
Yeah, Noly got a 3 in the
Yeah, I've got
morning
the same
with
back,
Mackie
my bad.
D's.
Yeah, no, food
Of course,
review.
it's a
What do you
standard
have?
procedure. Huh?
Wait,
I said, what do
How
you
many-
have? Food review.
Oh, just chicken nuggets with ketchup.
how
How
many?
many?
20.
Decent.
And the question's that who gets less than 20? If you do,
I mean,
a
there were so
child.
many people at Gamers 8 who were like devouring 40 nuggets.
It
And also
depends. It
I'm
depends what
London
you're
as
getting.
well.
that was Dave, right?
I
London as well, 40 nuggets. I couldn't believe my eyes.
At
I
Gamers 8, I'm
normally
guessing
get
it was Dave.
normally get 20, but like it depends if I'm getting something else, then I won't get 20.
What else would
Like-
you get?
So when I have my only meal, I normally get a large fries, a 10-piece or a 20-piece, depending on how I'm feeling. 2 spicy chicken sandwiches, and a smoothie. And then I eat
And
that all.
that's your one meal of the day.
And a Big Mac with extra mac sauce. Can't forget that.
Well,
And then that's my only meal for the day.
That's
is the
like
spot?
4,000 calories or something.
Yeah.
What?
But that's so efficient.
I had that meal like 3 days ago, and that was my
Wait.
only meal.
Wait, do you just eat that all? Like you're like, okay, I just ordered it. Let me eat it all at once, or are you like spreading it?
Yeah,
out?
I eat it all at once. I eat it all at one time. Yeah, I finished it all. Yeah.
It's so efficient. He just gets his eating out of the way so he can focus on other things for the
Yeah,
rest
it
of
was
the
my
day.
only meal of the day, and that was it.
Efficient malnutrition.
So,
Don't
do
you just,
you ever
don't
feel
you
like
just feel like heavy? Like, does your car feel heavy after? No, actually, like jokes
Your
aside,
car-
don't you actually just feel like heavy after that? Walking
I
around
feel
or
like-
anything?
You think I get up from my desk?
he's got the solution? You just don't stand up.
Yeah,
Just
don't
stand
stand
up.
up.
Is a spicy chicken sandwich literally the one that's just a chicken and a pickle with no sauce?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
it's
with the
mayo.
sauce. With
It's
the
so
sauce. With the
bad.
sauce.
It's
Oh, with the
mayo,
sauce,
right?
I suppose.
Oh,
there's
you're not
one
thinking
that-
about hot and spicy. You're talking about chicken sandwich.
There's one that like just has a chicken and a pickle.
No,
in it with
no.
sauce.
The one with the chicken and pickle in it with no sauce is horrible. Never
Oh,
having that. And
That's
it's a lot
NA
better with the
McDonald's.
Wait,
sauce.
are you getting the chicken sandwich or the hot and spicy?
I don't know. It's spicy. Maybe hot and spicy. I don't fucking know.
Is it real chicken or does it feel not real?
It's
How does it
probably not
feel?
real.
Well,
It's
they're
probably
both probably
definitely
not real, but is the
Yeah.
illusion there? Does it look real?
Yeah. I
Okay,
guess.
it's probably the chicken sandwich then.
So hold on.
do you-
See, if you eat 4,000 calories at McDonald's at like late in the day, that's probably gonna last you for like a bit into the next day as well, because you're like so overfed that your body's just gonna be like, we're good. You wake up, breakfast, nah, no problem. You don't need that. Lunch.
I
we're
mean,
good.
normally I don't eat breakfast. I don't think I've had breakfast
skip.
like in years. Yeah, that's an insta skip.
Yeah, go
uh,
next.
Yeah, so I don't know. It really depends. Like some days I won't even eat anything until like after midnight, and that would be my only meal. I don't know.
Okay, well,
Just
when
whenever I'm
are you
hungry.
when are you waking up? Like, give some context there.
All
You're saying
right.
You don't eat till after midnight.
Okay, so some days I'd wake up at like I want to say so on scrim days we normally scrim at 3 or 4 or 4 or 5, sorry. And I wake up 2 hours before scrim. So we have scrims at 4, I wake up at 2, and if we start scrims at 5, I wake up at 3.
Fair
And
enough.
after that I scram, do whatever, and probably don't eat until like 9 or 10 p.m.
Oh my
And then that'll
god.
be the only thing. And then that's it.
Do you drink like coffee or something to like put off the hunger?
No. I just drink a crap ton of water. That's all I have. Or orange
Wow.
juice as well.
Literally, you're intermittent fasting. You are.
Yeah.
Is it
well.
intentional though? Is it intermittent fasting or accidental intermittent fasting?
I don't know.
Incidental fasting.
I don't know.
It
Kinda
sounds incidental. to
Yeah.
me, but
Yeah, probably.
see,
I don't
like
know.
you actually, what you need to do is, if there's another Gamers 8 line, you've got to get yourself along there, because like when we were there, like there was no limit to how many like wraps, chicken shawarma wraps you could eat. Like it doesn't matter how. Have you ever had a chicken shawarma wrap before?
No.
It's like Turkish. Type 1 if you've had a chicken shawarma wrap. It's phenomenal. But they're especially good in Saudi Arabia. Their food's literally superior to what we have in UK and US by far. So like it doesn't matter how full you are. Their catering, CJ can attest to this. Their catering was absurdly good. It was
Incredible.
heavenly good. We would like have 10 meals from the catering every single day. Then end of the day, we'd still go to the food court and get like 5 chicken shawarma wraps and just devour them all. There was no limit to how many you could eat. They were so good that we just keep eating. And then next day you'd wake up and I wasn't even hungry like the whole day because I've eaten so much. But yeah,
Wow.
you've got to go.
That
and
would
eat-
not
eat-
be good for me, but I am so down.
Also, their McDonald's is better. Their KFC's better because they just have
Yeah.
better food. You'd love
Yeah.
it.
Mhm.
Next time, hopefully, if my team isn't sick, and I feel like traveling the amount of hours.
Oh yeah, it's pretty far for America actually.
Yeah. I mean,
You
shout
could
out to
split-
you,
split
split it
CJ.
up with a Euro trip, like just make
Yeah,
Shout
I
out
bet,
to
I bet,
all the
I bet
OC
none
people
of us can
fucking
relate
travel that
to a
far.
20+ hour travel time, right? Like none of us have probably done like
No,
a
Nah,
20
I've
plus.
never done
We're all
that.
so close to everything. It's crazy. I mean, you just hop on a plane and you're there.
It's like a direct flight too, like no hassle, no bag
Nah, this
issues,
is-
and
yeah. Bag issues. Any bag issues?
Imagine your time zone's actually ridiculous. It's tomorrow. Like it's literally tomorrow for CJ. He's from the
Mhm.
future. Coming to us
Yeah.
live.
We talked to him like 3
Nothing's
hours ago.
happened.
He's like, just woke up.
Don't
CJ,
worry,
what,
chat.
what time is it for you right now? 12?
12:20 p.m. in the afternoon,
Nice.
midday.
10 p.m. right
Yeah.
now. Nice.
I'm
nice.
about
On
to go to bed.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Chat. Don't worry. There's no roster moves that happen in the next 12 hours, so you're all good. Do not panic. Do not panic.
This is good to know.
Good comms. Holy.
Relief.
I believe.
I think unless there's any final comments anybody wants to bring up or any last minute topics, I think that's just about it. We're about ready to wrap it up.
I think we've done well.
I have one. It's very off topic, right? For those competing, do you pee after you play or before?
Before.
I have to before.
Really?
I'm too distracted with the thought of me having to pee when I'm
Like,
playing.
no, like on stage, like yeah, that's what I mean, right?
What do you mean?
Like you don't like for me, I don't pee until after I play on stage because it makes me play better.
So do you
Tom does that too.
So
Tom
wait,
tells
you
us-
time your
tells me he
fluid
does that
intake
too.
so you feel like you need to go when you're on stage.
No, so game days I pee like maybe 6 times, 7 times before I play anyway, because I get nervous and whatever, so I pee a lot. But like, I
nervous
don't
pees.
pee just before, so that like I need it when I'm playing, so then I somehow play better.
This is incredible. by the way.
I
you
kinda
want-
get that.
You
No,
want
I
to end
get
the
that.
series faster? Is that what it is?
No. So like I get like more jittery, like more amped up.
Like you got more APM.
Oh, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Whatever
Yeah.
APM is.
The proteins
APM is
changed
actions
so
per
much.
minute.
As long as you're
Exactly,
not
so
on the
faster
verge
button
of
presses.
peeing yourself, then yeah.
No, it's not that deep. It's just like
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
Is that
small
why?
ones.
So it's more jittery. I thought it'd be like it's distracting you from like the actual situation. Like it's sort of in the back of your mind, so you're not feeling the stress or the pressure.
He just
For the listeners, Noly just
Well, I
shrugged
don't- what-
violently.
Monkey,
What
Monkey
a
Moon
topic to
probably-
finish on.
Monkey Moon's probably got a gallon in that thing. Jeez.
Yeah, he's so fast, bro. He's he's squeezing. Oh, I can't.
Noly's about
He's
to hit up
squatting
some
off the
ranked after
stage.
this. He's like down in the huge
No.
Mackie D's
No
ring. He's
way.
gonna hit up some ranked and be bursting for the toilet.
Diaper
take-
meta.
I need to not play Rocket League.
Wait, how satisfying would that be though if you were just like wearing? Well, you just call it a diaper. We call it a nappy. You're wearing a diaper on stage. You could just like be playing
I
Rocket
think they
League.
would allow that as a
that's-
plan.
Pissing
Yeah,
yourself.
why wouldn't they?
I don't know.
Yeah, they can. It's not like they can stop you. How are they gonna know?
100%. That's
I don't know. I don't know. I don't
Did they
know.
check?
Pelvic floor meta. Who's got the
Might have
strongest?
to try it.
Oh, ad coming. Oh no. Right. I
Alright,
guess that's a
GG's.
sign.
Yeah, it's a
GG's.
GG the ads.
GG's.
I can't snooze it
GG's
anymore. I
chat.
used all my snoozes.
All right. Pleasure.
Is that it? We're ending on piss meta.
Yes.
Piss meta.
Yeah,
That's
piss meta.
incredible.
All
Perfect
right.
ending.
Well, shout out to the guests. Thank you, Justin, Noly, Torment. I think CJ's tryout. I mean, we'll decide. Chat. 1, if CJ's tryout went well. 2, if it didn't. We'll decide next week. But you can also listen to the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and I also post it on my second YouTube channel if you guys want to listen to it there. If you missed any of it, you guys can check it out there. I'll get it uploaded probably tomorrow morning. I will tweet it when it's live. But yeah, thank you guys for joining.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. And chat, we'll see you later.